Gyepi evening it is! A Gyepi evening, a Gyepi night, a Gyepi morning, whatever Gyepi may be working best for you. It's technically affiliate anniversary for me, but we're going to celebrate it during the week of May 6th to 12th. And I'm gonna announce it next week on my social media, so you will get all of the details coming to the celebration. But yeah, we did it. It's a year that I've been streaming. Or that is, that I became the affiliate. Hi Baba, hi Kitty. Congrats on being first and thank you for the check-in. So we're going to continue Big Companions today. The game that seems to be so wholesome and adorable, yet it does have some terrifying mysteries behind it. I hope you'll all been doing well. And yeah, I remember that the chat was causing some mischief here. So let me see if I can fix it quickly before we do start the stream. Before we do start with the game here. It's chat annoying, so let me see what's going on. What's going on? Just a second. Just a second. Okay, it seems like the website is not letting me log in. Let me try in a different way. We're gonna fix it together. So. Sorry about the scope, but possibly we're gonna fix the chat now. Technically, it should start working. So yeah, if it doesn't work, I did what I could today. And we're gonna see it into it later on, once again. Eventually, after the stream. So, let's proceed with the game, shall we? Catch up with Trollo at the tree house. Were we there? I wanted to check what we did so far. You did your deed for the chat. Oh, and it does work. Amazing. So here the branching paths so far. Here it's pretty much the same. And we can try something different here eventually once we obtain the badges. Okay. Hi Thunder Dude, thank you for the happy affiliate anniversary. We're going to celebrate it during the 6th May week. I'm planning a little event for us here. Welcome in, welcome in. Okay, there we go. We had to catch up with Rollo at the tree. Please let me know if the audio is okay for you. Pam pam, pam pam, pam pam. Thank you for the headband. Pam pam, pam pam. Hey down, tracking down a lead? You bet. I heard the juicy new rumor. Turns out when Sharper Valentine died, he left behind a peculiar last will and testament. Peculiar how? He didn't just give his kids an inheritance. There were conditions. Pam pam pam. Like what? The document stipulated that Harris had to take on a child as her ward. A kid her age who just showed up to town one night with a lawyer. Solomon? Bingo! So Harris was forced to take care of him? Yup, or she would have lost everything. Why would Sharper care so much about some random kid? I believe it was not a random kid then. Rumor has it old Sharper sowed some wild oats. That explains the way Harris treats him. Who Sorry, Solomon. How did you find all this out? A good reporter never reveals her source. Okay. Oh? I'd better not dilly-dally. Gotta go get to the tree house. Where was it again? Wait. Managed to forget. Forgot. Let's see. Even during nighttime you're here reading? He met his old friend's eyes and was greeted with nothing but ice-cold anger. Heavens! This is no time for fractured friendships. Indeed. Also, Cinnamons were slowly progressing with the goal of the new putter, which is amazing and extra thankful for the contribution to the donors. Bunny Fox! Is it? The Chance Diner. It's closed. Okay. Gonna check super quick. How's the audio too? Seems to be good though. There we go. The fox dance is back. The fox has blessed Baba and did dance. Thank you for the blessing request. This is the first time someone does redeem this one since I changed the background music. Okay, so to the tree house. I got sorta lost. Give me a moment. You're welcome. It's okay, it was over here. Wasn't it? So damn, I forgot this little road I had to take. But there were not as many chances to mistake too. So okay, we were here. I'm starting to feel dumb. Extra dumb, indeed. The treehouse was not over here. We don't have a map. Wait. I was pretty sure it was over here too. I'd better not dilly-dally. Got to go to the treehouse. Okay. Sus. She forgot how to get there. She forgot. Oh, excuse me, what are you doing? Just looking out for the night, sir. Oh, wonderful. I can only assume this means all festival preparations have been completed ahead of schedule. Not exactly, sir. The storm set us back a bit. And it's getting late, so we all decided to... You all decided? Yes, sir. I wasn't aware that your job involved deciding things. We are all here at Perennial Harvest because we believe in creating a better future, yes? Yes, sir. Very much, sir. Do you want to be the one to tell this town that we fell at them? No. That we gave up because there was a little rainstorm and we all got sleepy? Of course not, sir. Good, then it's decided. Yes, sir, we'll work till the task is done. See that you do. Our harvest awaits. Oh, okay. Now we took the correct path. A tree house. Here. Rollo, are you still up there? Ooh! I'm sorry, Rollo isn't accepting visitors at the moment. Come back never.
Luca had only ever heard him speak in this stiff yet gentle tone a few times, and it always meant one thing.
You're upset. Oh, what makes you say that? Maybe because my best friend abandoned me for no reason. I didn't abandon you. I'm just a little late.
Rollo scoffed.
That is because we stayed at the dinner at the Kitty's place that did come upon us suddenly when we were heading to Rollo. And she did ask for help, like to state to her parents, to her family, that we're their friend. That they do know us pretty well and whatnot. So I felt like that forced it into it. And we are late here for the meeting. The rain held me up. Liar! Is this Higurashi? You weren't even home. What? The storm got bad and I got worried, so I went looking for you. Imagine my surprise when I made it to your house and you weren't there. I hadn't made it back yet. I'm not a fool, Luca. It doesn't take all day to deliver some jam. No, The storm rolled in out of nowhere, and I got stuck after dinner at Beck's.
Luca stumbled on his words, knowing he'd said too much.
Beck? Dinner? What the heck is a Beck? She's a new kid in town. She's actually kinda cool. You'd like her. She needed help convincing her parents that she'd made new friends. New friends? I spent all day waiting for you. And you're off making new friends? It's not like that, Rollo. You know? While I was waiting, I made some upgrades to mission control. It was gonna be a surprise, but you took so long, the storm knocked it all down. Just like you knocked down our friendship. What does that even mean?
Luca became instinctively angry in response. Both boys were now shouting across the distance.
Oh no. It means you're a bad friend. You don't care about me. Of course I care, you ass. I knew I'd get in trouble waiting so late for you. But I kept my word, cause that's what friends do. Oh wow, what a noble sacrifice you made. Easy for you to say, your grand doesn't even care. You can stay out as long as you want, and you wouldn't even get in trouble. Seriously? You're acting like I choose this? If that's what you think, then maybe you're the bad friend.
His tone changed to a calm, yet more intense anger.
Maybe Pa is right. Storms bring more than water. This one brought out the real Luca. Stop quoting your past nonsense like it means anything. Yeah, well, at least my Pa is still around. What? Hold right there! Rollo, what the hell?
Hung in the cold night air.
No!
Rollo's stomach dropped, knowing he'd crossed a line. But it was too late.
Luca, Good night, Rollo. No, not like this. Dang it. This is so sad. Alexa, please play Despacito. No. Is there anything to interact with? We're still looking for those badges.
Luca dug through his old stuff, not even sure what he was looking for.
Oh, a bowl. Boom! Rollo. What a jerk. Call me a bad friend. Oh, I'm Rollo. Look at me and my amazing family. I guess I'm just never supposed to make new friends. No. Weep. Luca?
Gran cooed gently from the hallway.
You stepped straight through breakfast. Luca, are you alright? I'm fine. Just don't feel like getting up yet. Okay, I'll leave this oatmeal by the door. I've got to run out and take care of some things. Okay, I'll be back later to check in. I did eat oatmeal this morning as well. That is porridge with yogurt and banana. Delish. Sure.
Luca just wanted to be alone. He waited to hear the sound of the front door closing.
Freedom. Meow. I bet Troll's still gonna go to the festival. He's gonna be miserable. Is that so?
Luca dozed off again.
Luca, I see you didn't eat your oatmeal. Wasn't hungry. Well, just in case you get hungry, I'll leave a sandwich here too. Thanks. Rollo came by. What did he say? He wanted to talk to you. What did you say? I told him you weren't feeling well. Good. So your plan is to just sit in your room all day? Pretty much. Well, I need to pop away again for a minute. If you decide to end your pity party and go outside, I think it do you some good. Noted.
Lucas still couldn't bring himself to go out. Besides, if he ran into Rollo, he'd have to actually confront the situation.
Sounds like the best option too. If Rollo thinks I'm still going to the festival with him, he can shove it. For real? No. There's never anything interesting at the festival anyway. Oh, we need to kick the books. Bam. Bam. Goal.
The Adventures of Hank Atomic.
The complete first
Luca
volume.
carefully opened the cover and began to read. Rollo had received it for his birthday, a special hardcover edition with behind-the-scenes commentary and bonus art. Rollo cherished it, but asked that Luca keep it at his house. Luca wasn't sure if it was because Rollo didn't trust himself with it, didn't trust his sister around it, or just wanted an excuse to come hang out at Luca's more often. Whatever the reason, Luca didn't mind. But it had stayed right there where Rollo had stashed it ever since. Now, at the foot of his bed, Luca lost himself in the pages. He'd read it all before, but at this moment, it somehow felt sentimental. He was well into issue number 5 when he heard soft footsteps from the hallway.
Who this? Luca? Another little friend came to see you. A girl named Beck Madwell. She said you met yesterday. What did she say? Is she here? She was just dropping by. I thought you weren't taking visitors today. Oh, she seems nice. Yeah. You had a fight with Rollo, didn't you? Can I come in? Maybe later. Alright then. I'll leave dinner on the kitchen table, in case you want a bite before bedtime.
Without realizing it, Luca had pouted away the entire afternoon. He once again felt the weight of it all, and allowed his weary eyes to close. Luca stood in a vast black expanse. He looked up at his father standing beside him. Walt was working a straw at the bottom of a fountain glass, trying to collect the last bits of milkshake. Dad?
Milkshake!
Where are we? Taking a final loud gurgling sip, his father peered up from the glass. He jangled the straw playfully with a warm smile, then lifted the empty glass as if to point into the darkness. The source? Luca's eyes followed his father's gesture. In an instant, he was sitting in front of a blazing campfire. Across from him sat a large figure in a yellow hazmat suit.
Oh my
The figure's
goodness.
voice was a scratchy echo. Well, if it isn't the man of the hour, make yourself comfortable. Luca held his shivering hands over the flame to warm himself. It doesn't work that way here. Their yellow-gloved hand pointed to the base of the flame. It's a cold flame. See? Luca peered at the base of the fire. It wasn't wood that was burning. It was Beacon Pines itself.
No!
Tiny buildings, freezing and crumbling as they were consumed by flame. Luca could see small shadows moving in the burning city. People. Luca leapt to his feet. We've got to help them! The figure gave a dismissive wave of their hand. Why waste energy helping people who can't even help themselves? The figure bent down to examine the panicked crowd as they desperately tried to stop the flames. They only care about what's right in front of them, not like us. Luca's voice was a trembling whisper. Us? The figure slowly stood up, grabbing its helmet with both hands. With a jolt and a twist, the suit emitted a gasp. A cloud of torpid mist escaped, slowly revealing the face within. Luca's own face looked back at him. Older, worn, distant.
What?
The sensation was oddly familiar, as if he'd caught his own reflection by surprise in the mirror. The doppelganger smiled. I tried to help once. He gestured towards his face. And all it got me was this. Luca staggered back. You aren't me. Luca felt a hand catch his shoulder. His father was there again, beside him. Every choice sets us on a path. This is the end of one of your paths, son. Luca watched his older self shake its head ruefully, its face twisting into a cruel grin. Well, Dad, if you wanted him to see this, far be it from me to disappoint. Luca watched in shock as the figure took a confident step forward and plunged into the flames in a flash of cold light. He was gone. What does all of this mean? Luca felt a reassuring squeeze on his shoulder. Just remember, why we choose matters just as much as what we choose.
I can't help but think this is not just a nightmare, but this does have to do with what's going on actually, as a little spoiler to us.
Luca woke up to see a hazy figure at the foot of his bed, silhouetted in the morning sun.
Mom? No, dear. It's only Gran.
Luca rubbed his eyes. The kind, concerned face of his Gran came into focus.
How are you feeling? Fine. Anything you want to talk about? I don't feel like talking. That just as well. How about you sit there and listen a bit? Whatever you and Dollop thought about doesn't matter. But he...
Gran silenced Luca with a gentle pat on the leg.
Fights between friends happen. What I'll say doesn't matter. The important thing is that it's not the last thing you ever say to each other. Oh... But he said stuff about Dad. Oh, do you think he meant it? No. He was just mad. And did you mean any of the things you said to him? No. Good. We must appreciate friends in their best moments and accept them in their worst. Thank you, Grandma. What an amazing grandma. Now get your little butt out of bed. The festival's today. You don't want to miss that, do you? I guess not. Seems like a good opportunity to make amends with Rollo, doesn't
Luca
it?
gave a reluctant nod.
So buy him a corn dog and apologize. But he's the one that... What did I just say? Buy him a corn dog. That's a good boy. Everything's better with corn dogs. I need to get going now. Got some last-minute festival business to take care of. I'll come find you at the fountain a little after lunch. Alright. I love you, Luca. Love you too. Nice.
Luca took a deep breath.
Seems like she managed to help us calm down a bit. Okay.
Chapter 6. Through thick and thin. Despite Luca's bitterness, Gran was right. He needed to hash things out with Rollo. A big fight changes the nature of a friendship.
Corn.
Whether, in the end, it is for the better or for the worse, all comes down to understanding.
I want to try preparing corn dogs myself someday.
If one is not careful, the same familiarity that builds the strongest of bonds can become the wrecking ball that shatters them. Luca emerged from seclusion, taking in the crisp festival air. But the events of the day weren't on his mind. He had to find Rollo.
Okay. Sorry. Were the colorful flowers here before as well? I don't really remember. I forgot. Too bad I cannot enter through that path of grass. I'd be curious. There you are! Luca, Earl wanted me to tell you something. What is it?
Roxy rolled her eyes, shaking her head.
A space adventure. Show you needn't buy it. If you be brave, go somewhere quiet. Oh, Roxy, I don't. It's a riddle, Luca. My goofy little brother wants you to find
Luca
him.
looked down and kicked at the dirt.
Look, I know you two had a fight. The only thing more annoying than my little brother is my little brother without his best friend. So I'm doing him this one favor. Now I need one favor from you. Whatever is it that went down between you two, squash it. A space adventure too, you needn't buy it. If you be brave, go somewhere quiet. Oh no, isn't it that scary place, too?
For a town that saw a few visitors, the welcome was perhaps more grand than necessary.
Is it about that scary place? How goes the beetle hunt? Pretty rotten. I haven't seen so much as an exuvier. What is that? And it's not just the beetles. This morning I couldn't find any critters at all. It's like everything that buzzes or skitters just packed it up and left. I'm sure they're out there somewhere. Maybe all the commotion of the festival just spooked them. Yeah, maybe that's it. The Susie one. Unique New York, unique New York. Huh? Oh, don't mind me. Just warming up for my big ceremony speech.
Mr. Kerr pointed to his grinning mouth.
Gotta limber up the Olga box. You nervous? Oh, heavens no. Well, break a leg. Give me the gift of a... Maybe break a leg literally too. I know who perennial harvest thinks they're impressing with this ridiculous festival. Totally. The town's still falling apart. The water's still cruddy. And this season's harvest looks like it's gonna be worse than last year's. You said it. No amount of corporate pandering is gonna change any of that. Exactly. But the lemonade at the drink stand over there does look pretty tasty. Fits. I'm still gonna be mad at them. I just rather be mad while sipping some delicious lemonade is all. Welcome to our festival. Don't forget to come back later for Mr. Kerr's speech and the Perennial Harvest Festival sign reveal. You don't wanna miss it. I wonder if this part eventually will be useful for something, the one where we just say, stand there. And he's still sleeping. Ain't moving. Who this?
Jeff was staring into the distance with a wistful look.
So Troit, do I have it? Seemed good to me. They sound odd. Jeff was standing in the distance with a wistful look. Hey Jeff, everything alright? Ah, this guy here, right. Huh? Yeah, everything's fine. I mean, used to be fine. Just enjoy these days, you know? I really do, actually.
Jeff turned to Luca with a furrowed brow, then gave an understanding nod.
You do, don't you?
For a moment, the two now shared that same wistful gaze.
It's not the same anymore, isn't it? Every single time, yep. Wait for it. Unexplained sound once again noted. Sus. Like clockwork. What a bunch of drones. When will I be able to go down there? I want to be able to do that. A most welcoming of welcomes. Would you like to share your thoughts? We always strive to improve. Nope. This is the first time I've seen this many smiling faces since the full harvest. I had my doubts about perennial harvest, but I must admit, did you put on a nice party? The British today. Innate. British. Papi, are you actually taking a break from studying? I wanted to see what all the festival fuss is about, but I can't help but notice. You still brought your backpack full of books. Look, backpacks can carry a lot more than just books. True. So what you got in there? Books. Ah! I was able to return the perennial harvest safety suite you borrowed. I don't think anyone noticed it. Good. Now will you tell me what you needed it for? It was a favor for an enemy of my enemy. This isn't going to harm Mr. Kerr, is it? All you need to know is that it's for the good of the family. Huh? Oh, this plant is so pretty. Like a tree, but growing alongside the building, the house. Adorable. Hi, Luca. How's Griffin doing? What? Oh, nothing.
Ariel became flesh.
Just pretend I didn't say anything. Griffin. What was that about? I've got a question for ya. What do you think this World Festival is for? The way I figure it, Perennial Harvest is trying to win over the town, like a bribe, but with balloons. Cynical. I like where your head's at. That's what I assumed at first too, until I eavesdropped on a couple of gossipy clipboards. What if I told you that this whole thing is really a special shindig for a super secret guest of honor? A special guest? Who? I haven't dug that deep yet, but whoever it is, PH thinks they're a big deal. PH. Going back. What was down here again? Oh, okay. Ice cream. Hi, Luca. So you're done at the library, huh? Oh, nothing.
Griffin looked away suspiciously.
Nothing at all. Israel at the library. Slap. Luca, did you know that Beacon Pines is actually unincorporated? A lot of people don't know that. Wow, yeah, I didn't know. What's that mean? It means most public works are handled internally. We do all the pipelines, the water treatment, building regulations. That's great. Census taking, emergency services, bye-bye. Goodbye. For some reason I thought it will be at the scare space that Troll is waiting for delivery somewhere quiet. Also, those were clues all along to make us go here. Okay. Hey, Luca.
His eyes lit with excitement.
Favorite character, the penguin. I've been expecting you. Bravo on the cipher and the first riddle. The first. Oh, you didn't think that was all, did you? Rollo does go all out, doesn't
Kato
he?
straightened up and cleared his throat as if
Hi,
preparing
Polly.
to sing.
Thank you for that. Happy affiliate anniversary. How are you doing? Welcome in. We're gonna host an actual anniversary event during the week of May 6th, by the way. To celebrate. Doing good, hope you're well. I'm doing goody, thank you. I'm glad to hear so also. Kado straightened up and cleared his throat as if preparing to sing. On planet Purple, you may take issue. When the fifth king dies, you'll need a tissue.
Kato stared at Luca
Huh?
eagerly.
Get it? Want me to tell you? No, it's okay, let me figure it out. Alright, when you find it, bring it here to be verified. And if you decide you want a hint, the offer still stands. On planet Purple, you may take it issue. When the fifth king dies, you'll need a tissue. What the hell? Hi Jace, still working through the newest Hank Atomic? You know it. Some fascinating canon towards the end, did you know? Hank Atomic's shrink array doesn't technically shrink stuff. It uses inverse quantum particle decay to literally grow the entire universe around an object, leaving that object unaltered, so it just looks shrunk compared to everything else. Bingo! That's wild. But Jace, no spoilers please. Alright, sorry.
Luca grabbed the Modern Science of Atomic Radiation from the shelf.
Once you've got a book, you can either bring it here to me, or just grab a different one.
Luca grabbed the Modern Science of Atomic Radiation. Luca grabbed Natural Photography, Volume 5, from the shelf.
Sweet. Let's see.
Luca grabbed The Adventures of Hank Atomic, issue number 4, from the shelf. Luca grabbed The Adventures of Hank Atomic, issue... Luca grabbed The 5 Pillars of Success from the shelf.
I know, is it this one? Let's see, what do we have here? The 5 Pillars of Success. Nope, I'm afraid that's not the correct book. Okay, here's a hint. The words I emphasized are important. On planet Purple, you may take issue. When the fifth king dies, you need a tissue. Fifth issue. Okay. Ow! Okay.
Luca grabbed The Issue with Self-Help, a helpful guide. Luca grabbed
This was snaky.
500...
Not gonna lie. Sneaky, sneaky. Riddle.
Luca grabbed natural photography. Luca grabbed the modern science.
Wee.
Luca grabbed the adventures of.
Okay. There we go. Ah, you
Kado
found
removed
it!
his book from the desk and replaced it with Luca's, turning on the lamp. As he slid the book under the purple light, 2 words glowed. The Adventures of Hank Atomic, Issue 5.
Okay.
Luca clicked his tongue with recognition.
Rollo's cipher pen. He used to write secret messages everywhere with that. And only I had a special flashlight needed to reveal it. But I lost it. Well, apparently he traded Joe for this purple light bulb. Parted with his entire Halloween candy stash. Oh, Rollo. Now, let's see here.
Kado began flipping through the pages, stopping when he hit a glowing word.
Get away with such a
He
grift.
continued flipping.
Only found in... Grab. Cart.
Reaching the end of the book, Kado looked up.
That's it. Grift. In. Grab. Cart. Grift in Griffin. Griffin's grab cart. He wants me to go to Griffin's next stand. Ah, brilliant. I guess you're off then. Good luck on the rest of the scavenger hunt. Thanks, Kado. Okay. What's down here? Okay. Hey Griffin, did Dollop
Before
come?
Luca could finish his sentence, Griffin handed him a corn dog.
Corn dog! Oh, that's it? Bought and paid for, enjoy. I thought there was supposed to be a riddle or
Luca
something.
shrugged, taking a sizable bite out of the corn dog.
Yuck, it's cold. Oh yeah, that's been sitting here for a while. Ron wanted me to be sure to give you that one specifically. Well, that's
Luca
just...
tongued at his cheeks, feeling something rough between his teeth. He reached into his mouth and pulled out a slip of paper.
What? Oh, come
He shook
on.
off the bits of corn dog to read the slip.
I pick up when you need some pep. Near the fountain, up the
Luca
step.
finished off the remainder of the corn dog.
This is getting to be a wall thing. Up the step, here. Ah, so I see what it was. Like they thought I did the riddles already, but I didn't. There you are, Luca. There's no way I'm actually doing this. It's way below my pay grade. Oh, come on, you big Steve. Let the kids have some fun. Fine. But Cholo owes me
Luca
one.
waved his hands around sarcastically as he began.
What takes flight but has no wings? Your final task a friendship brings. See, that wasn't so hard. I feel cheap in it somehow. I think it's sweet. What takes flight but has no wings? Your final task a friendship brings. Good luck, Luca. Ah, a balloon! Hey, hey. Did you find the comic book? Yep. And you got the corn dog? Yeah. Well done. I know it doesn't make up for what I said, but here, you've earned
Rolo
this.
sheepishly handed Luca the balloons.
Oh, that's so sweet. Thanks. You didn't have to go to all this trouble. I'm sorry I got so mad. Think you were supposed to let me apologize first. Oh, sorry. Now you've apologized twice before me. Just let me do this. Luca, I'm really sorry with everything that's happened with your mom and all. I've always wanted to be there for you, be a good friend, you know? When you said you were hanging out with someone else, I kinda freaked out. Rollo. Still my turn. I felt like if you needed some new friend to help you, it meant I wasn't good enough. But that was selfish and wrong. I was wrong. I'm so sorry, Luca. Okay, apology over. You can talk now.
Luca threw himself at Rolo, hugging him as tightly as he could.
Oh, Rollo, I don't deserve you. I don't deserve you, Ater. That's why we deserve each other. So, what else do you want to do today? We could snoop around and try to find some info about your mom. snoop where? We could probably sneak into Perennial Harvest HQ while everyone's at the festival. Aren't you curious about all the stuff those clipboards write down? What if we get caught? I think I've had enough excitement for 1 week. Let's just make the rest of the day about us. Really? Yeah, the rest of the world can wait 1 more day. You know, I have been wanting to get some work done on the MCDC at Mission Control. The aim is a bit unpredictable. That sounds perfect. Treehouse it is. Treehouse, treehouse. Looks so cute with the balloons while moving. A little animation. Adorable. Ah! Wrong path, wrong path, wrong path. No, we don't want to go there. Okay. I wanna talk to them. Did you hear? After Mr. Kerr gives his big speech, they're gonna have the first annual biggest catch competition. As long as a boat qualifies as a catch, I'm a shoo-in. Good luck. Wait. Wait. So we can't interact with the chair, or we can? I think it was a bug when we cannot right now at this point. Okay, there we go. Oh, I almost forgot. I ran into your grand this morning. She asked me to give you this.
Handed Luca an unopened letter.
I'll wait for you inside if you want to read it now. A letter?
Luca, some things are going to happen that might be difficult for you to understand.
Oh.
If I am honest, I hardly understand them myself. But whatever happens, I need you to know that I love you.
Oh my gosh.
None of this is fair to you. You have already lost so much. We both have. I wish there was a simpler way forward. But if there is, I haven't thought of it. God knows I've tried. Everything I've done, I did for you. I hope someday you can accept that. Love, Gran.
I love you too,
Luca
Gran.
folded the paper into his pocket and headed up the ladder.
What's up with the letter? Anything you want to talk about? Maybe later. Sure, whenever you want. You know, you really didn't have to go to all the trouble just to apologize. I know, but we'd been looking forward to the festival for weeks. After I ruined everything with my big mouth, this was the best way to make sure you still had a good time without me.
Luca
Rollo.
was at a loss for words, but that was fine. Words aren't always necessary.
The festival seemed nice. Was it nice? We can still go. Nah, this is fine. Well, there's always next
Sadly,
year.
This was untrue. A distant rumble shook the treehouse.
What? Huh? What was that? Oh man, we missed the fireworks.
It was not fireworks. It was something the boys couldn't possibly comprehend. Something as old and cruel as time itself.
Huh? What? No.
A shockwave of cold tore through the room. A bitter, unfathomable
Like this.
chill. Before they could react, it encased them in ice. 2 boys, reunited by friendship, only to be cruelly separated by a malevolence beyond reason. And so, our story ends on this melancholy scene, in a silent treehouse turned statuary. In a town brought low by its secrets, sits a pair of friends, alone, together, for the rest of time.
Please tell me this is not the
The
trending.
end. No, that can't be the ending. It simply can't. I won't accept it, and I hope you won't either. There are more endings, More possibilities. I can feel it.
Okay.
We're just going to have to sort through them all until we find the one that fits.
Okay. Wait. This part, we can choose something different.
Luca drew himself up and decided to take the only option they had left. Flight.
This is where the bully Kato got deformed due to the green goo. And we were looking for Rollo that disappeared here. And the crazy people that were working on Susie stuff, they decided to like attack us. To take us in. And the treehouse.
He squinted down the barrel of the mission control defense cannon, aiming it through an opening in the dense tree branches. He looked up with surprise as it struck true and taut.
Well, I can't believe that worked. Hi, Mr. Kerr. We'd love to hear your thoughts, but I'm afraid we have places to be. Come on, Iggy. See ya, jerks. Fine, we know where that leads them. This way we'll take the tunnels.
Luca and Iggy winced as they sprinted through the thicket. The branches clawed at them, reluctant to give passage. After what felt like a marathon, Luca stopped in his tracks as they reached the clearing. What the? That was all he was able to say before Iggy slammed into his back. The boys tumbled down a steep decline and crashed with a wheezing thud on a surface as hard as ice. In fact, it was ice. Chapter 5. Signs. They stood silently, catching their breath. The sky was like sapphire. With each breath, a plume of steam escaped from Luca's lungs.
Happy hot day, Gyepi. Oh, thank you kindly, Aluzingi. Welcome in.
Let's keep moving. Luca pulled Iggy to his feet as they gazed across a snowy terrain.
Wow. Cold. That was actually pretty badass. Uh-huh. I think we lost them. Are we up in the mountains? I don't think so. If anything, we went downhill. Then what's up with the Winter Wonderland? All I know is there's no going back the way we came. Let's see if we can get our bearings. Follow me. Find a way home. What's the redoubt? Sitting just above 258 Kelvin. That's down a bit from last time. Should we report this to Mr. Kerr? Still with safe ranges. Within safe ranges. It might be spreading, but it's under control for now. A small nudge in the equilibrium could cause a cascade. Dude, relax. Just a few more sets to hit before we can punch out. Let's get this over with. What's all this? Hard to say with all this snow. I think it's a town sign. I can almost make out letters under there. What town could this even be? There couldn't be another town this deep into Whipwood. I'm looking at evidence to the contrary. Let's figure out what we're dealing with here. Step 1, snow's gotta go. I'll see what I can do. Yeah. Beacon Pines.
The boys stared in disbelief at the sign that now clearly read, "Welcome to Beacon Pines."
This doesn't make any sense. We're in Beacon Pines? How's that possible? We ran away from town. How did we get back here? I guess we got turned around. Where did all this snow came from? Well, it's been colder than normal lately. There's a pretty big difference between sweater weather and this Arctic hellscape. The puddle we fought at before, it was cold too. Maybe all of it leads to one source? We think it's related. What the hell is going on? We're gonna get you some answers. Let's keep moving. Luca, are you there?
Almost forgotten the walkie-talkie
Whoa.
he was carrying.
Is that both occur? I hope nothing bad has happened to you out in those
Luca
woods.
looked at Iggy with hesitation.
No need to be
With a
rude.
resigned sigh, Luca responded.
It seems like the only dangerous thing in the woods is you. He speaks the young man of the hour. Now, how in tarnation did you end up with one of our radios? Just lucky, I guess. Boy, howdy. You once horns are full of surprises, aren't you? You knew my parents? I never had the honor of meeting your father, but your mom sure was a handful.
Luca winced, shoving the walkie-talkie back into his pocket.
We gotta keep moving. Wait, I wanted to check. What is this?
A disc of smooth metal was lightly covered in snow. Two faint seams were visible along the surface.
A manhole cover? If it is, I've never seen one like it. What happens at the cemetery? Oh. Nothing here. Okay. So. We cannot head towards the right.
The fencing glistened, each chain link encapsulated with a translucent layer of ice.
Looks like the stuff they put up around Whipwood. The stuff who put up? I don't know. What are those? This stuff looks familiar to you. It looks like the barrel near the puddle I showed me into, yeah. It's so frozen.
Looking down at the frozen stream, Luca could faintly see a school of minnows encased in the ice.
Whatever happened here, it happened fast. The fish didn't even have time to run. Or, you know, swim run.
The crunching of footsteps trailing Luca went hush. He looked back to see Iggy's face twisted with confusion.
Everyone's gone. What? There's nothing here but more snow. There must be an explanation. Oh, we have to keep looking. You can look all you want. I quit. Iggy, we have to keep going. You don't get it, do you? This isn't one of your pathetic atomic stories. We aren't going to save the day. We aren't even gonna save ourselves. My face is mangled. The town is destroyed, and everyone we've ever known is gone. We don't know that. You can't just quit. Do whatever you want. I'm done. Iggy, it's gonna be okay.
Luca peered upward at the darkening sky. He let out a long, foggy breath. Faintly, Iggy began to cry.
Oh no.
Seeing Iggy in such a pathetic state gave Luca a sense of compassion, and more than a little guilt.
It is getting pretty late, I think. Probably not a great idea to stumble around in the dark anyway.
Luca allowed himself to collapse next to Iggy.
Let's just rest for a
The boys
bit.
huddled together for warmth and comfort. If not for exhaustion, their minds would be racing, trying to make sense of the events of the day. As it was, all they had energy for was to sit in silence, numb.
The way the snow covered everything over, it's kinda calming. Yeah. Oh, I haven't had time to say it, but thanks. Huh? For getting us away from those creeps. I sort of froze up back there. Iggy, I should be the one apologizing. This all happened because I lost my temper. Nah, that's bull hockey. First of all, you didn't know what the gang would do. You didn't, right? Of course not. And second, stop with this baloney about losing your temper. But I did lose my
Iggy
temper.
motioned sarcastically to his half-deformed face.
Obviously, but that's exactly what you should have done. Huh? I was being a horse ass. You were supposed to be a horse ass in response. That's how it works. Okay, I'm having a hard time following. You wanted me to fight you? Of course! Geez, you goody-goody types take forever to understand this very basic point. Why would you go around saying cruel things trying to get into
Iggy
fights?
shrugged.
It's something to do. You're an asshole because you're bored. Sometimes I just feel empty. You won't understand. You and Rolla are always having a blast together, laughing and calling that dinky little treehouse mission control.
Iggy now wept openly.
Perfect like Luca One Horn. With this perfect little life. My life is not perfect. Everybody in town likes you. Not everybody. How that new girl hasn't even unpacked yet, and even she already likes you. You have Tish.
He wiped his nose with a sleeve.
I love Tish. Tish is great. But she ain't exactly the world's greatest conversationalist, you know?
Luca gave a warm chuckle.
I get that
Iggy
impression.
cleared his throat as he wiped his eyes.
It must be raining out here. Definitely.
Iggy arched into a wide yawn.
We should probably try to get some sleep. Yeah. Let's lay low for now. Tomorrow, we'll get to the bottom of all
Luca's
this.
eyelids began to slowly drift shut.
Luca? Yeah? I always did want to sit inside of you, drink a little treehouse. What do you think? Not bad. I'll give you the full tour when we get back. You know what?
That's all Luca could whisper before succumbing to sleep. Iggy snuggled in some more.
When it comes to worst days of my entire life, this one wasn't half bad. Oh.
The house smelled of warm bread. Luca was playing with toy blocks on the living room rug. He looked up to see his parents on the couch. His mother held his father's head in her lap. She idly stroked his hair while humming a song. A voice behind Luca spoke. "This is how you remember them, huh?" Luca turned to see his own face, the doppelganger from his dreams, still clad in a yellow hazmat suit, still carrying a look of disdain behind empty eyes. Aww, look at this perfectly cozy scene. You know it wasn't really like this.
Oh?
The figure picked up a toy block and inspected it. It's amazing the facades that one can build given the right materials. Not that I blame us. These are a child's memories, all warm and fuzzy. You don't remember, do you? Lucas snatched the block from the figure's yellow-gloved hand. Remember what? The doppelganger pointed to the couch. The last day we saw him alive. The day he chose to abandon us. Luca turned to look at his father, still lounging on the couch. That's not true. He didn't abandon us. The doppelganger waved his hand dismissively. Everything is true here. It's just a matter of what we choose to see. Let me show you. The world flickered and pulsed. Luca was sitting next to his bed, listening to his heartbeat with one of his dad's stethoscopes. The doppelganger limped into the room. Now, we both know that's not how this went. He grabbed Luca's hand and guided the stethoscope to the floor. Luca heard muffled shouting, brought close by the stethoscope. It was his parents, fighting. Do you remember what we did next? Luca gave a slow nod and crept down the hall to peek through the banister. He could see the outline of his mother at the bottom of the stairs. Damn it, Walt. We can't afford to get involved in this. She was scared. His father stepped forward. What am I supposed to do? Just watch? There's a sickness in this town, and we both know who's behind it. I swore an oath to help people. I won't turn my back on them. Luca's mother grabbed Walt. She was crying, pleading. I can't lose you.
Oh my gosh.
Walt calmly removed Eleanor's hand from his shoulder. What's right is right, and what's wrong is wrong. I could never live with myself if I let Sharper get away with this. Eleanor raised her voice. Spare me your bullshit platitudes. What about our son? Luca flinched, dropping the stethoscope down the stairs. Walt turned with a panicked smile. Luca, is that you, buddy? With tears in his eyes, Luca descended the stairs. Mom? Dad? What's going on? Walt dropped to a knee to meet Luca eye to eye. Nothing, buckaroo. Your mom and I just got a little overexcited is all. Luca placed the stethoscope against his father's chest. His heart was racing. It sounded like you were going somewhere. Walt gently removed the device from Luca's ears. Listen to me, Luca. I have some business to take care of. I'll be back in time to tuck you in. Luca hugged his father tightly. Promise? Walt stood up and walked to the door. He glanced over his shoulder. I promise. With a wink and a grin, he put on his hat and strode out into the evening sun.
That's so sad.
A figure approached soundlessly from the foggy snowfall.
Oh?
It stood above them, lingering in contemplation. Slowly raising one hand above Iggy, it snapped out 2 brisk raps on his head.
Oh, this?
From a deep slumber, Iggy sprang up to
Is it a mouse? Get your hands off
Whether
me.
it was the calming presence or the recognition that he was not in danger, Iggy felt his clenched fists lower.
Just what I think you're
Luca
doing.
looked up, gradually remembering his whereabouts. The figure exhaled a cloud of warm vapor.
You two certainly have caused a lot of commotion. What's that supposed to mean? Take it easy, Iggy. We're sleeping asleep minding our own business. You're doing running around knocking on people's heads. I'm sorry if I hurt you, Iggy. You didn't hurt nobody. Anybody. Huh? Oh, I see. I think you're better than me, you.
When it came to complete strangers, Iggy had trouble cobbling together an insult.
You big-hatted, scarfy-necked, what the hell? Furball. Okay, let's lower the temperature a bit here. Interesting choice of words. I mean, let's all just calm down. Who are you? A friend. An observer. A hitchhiker on the infinite expanse of possibility. Great, how about a name? If you must call me something, you can call me Nat.
Iggy huffed with gratification.
How about you make like a Nat and buzz off? Very well.
Nat began to turn away indifferently.
No, wait. Do you live here? You might say that. So you know where we are? You might also say that. Look, Paul, we just want to find a safe way out of here. You gonna help us or not? Before knowing how to leave, one must know where they are. Alright, that does it. Look, I don't know about you, but I'm getting out of here one way or another.
Iggy turned sharply and began to stomp off.
Enough with the riddles. Iggy, wait up.
Realizing he'd worn their patience then, Nat relented.
Very well, I suppose this isn't the time for metaphors. I'll show you how to get back home.
Luca and Iggy turned around with hope in their eyes.
Come here.
Nat took a deep breath in.
Close your eyes.
Nat exhaled slowly, then snapped his fingers.
Okay, open them.
For a brief moment, Luca and Iggy let themselves believe that some great magic was about to unfold until they opened their eyes and found themselves in the exact same place, cold and disheartened.
This is your home. This is Beacon Pines. Look, Nat, we don't know how we got here. Maybe we stumbled to some time travel gate in Whipwood, or we teleported to some alternate universe, or this is all just some cruel experiment by Kerr and his goons. But this is not our home. You're inching closer to the truth. Alas, the reality is much less fanciful. Just give it to us straight, so be it. As I said, this is Beacon Pines, the original true Beacon Pines. You both grew up here, but the town you've called your home for the past several years is a replica. A remarkable achievement of engineering, to be fair, but a replica nonetheless. That's impossible. It's too much work. You need a whole town to replicate a whole town. Indeed, to pull off such a feat would require immense labor power. That which could be moved would be moved. That which could not would require a precise duplicate. You would have noticed it. Someone would have noticed it. You'll think so, unless the auditing was impeccable. A mind-numbing attention to detail. As for the innumerable trivialities which complete the tapestry, well, you can leave that to this miraculous thing we call our brain. It has a real aversion to discontinuity, a revulsion even. The brain has a wonderful way of smoothing out the rough edges, keeping us sane. Look at Iggy, look at around uncomfortably. So you're saying that someone made an entire new town and moved us all and no one noticed it? Precisely. But why? Why is the one question that can never be answered with certainty? The best one can do is to uncover.
Nat narrowed his eyes, furrowed his brow, and uttered,
The source. Why do you say the source like that? Why
Luca
indeed?
began to laugh uncomfortably.
Oh, it's so ridiculous. There's no way to
He
hold.
looked down at his feet. His eyes started back and forth in contemplation. With a sudden pain, a thought struck him.
If this really is home.
He sprinted off into the pale distance. As Iggy turned to follow, Nat called out.
Iggy, it's not too late to turn back. Simply head west through Whipwood.
Chapter 6. The Source. Nat expressed his sympathy with a shrug and sauntered off as unassumingly as he'd arrived. He'd given Luca and Iggy what they needed, and nothing more. As Luca sprinted across the snow, the events of the past few days became clearer, pieces to a larger puzzle. Rollo said he was underground somewhere, captured. Mr. Kerr tried to cover it up with lies. The clipboards were hell-bent on capturing Iggy. It all seemed to point to perennial harvest. But right now, there was one thing that Luca needed to know.
Okay.
Luca stopped dead in his tracks. The tree was gone, uprooted and moved, leaving a raw gash in the earth. He dropped to his knees and dug wildly at the cold snow.
Oh
His
my.
numb hands hit something hard. A headstone. A dry whisper escaped Luca's lips.
You are here. All this time I thought I was visiting you, but you've been here, alone in the snow. That I'm so sorry. They ruined your favorite spot in the world. Our favorite spot in the world. That what do I do?
There was no reply. Just snow-covered silence.
Why'd you give me the slip like that? What if I couldn't find you, you jerk?
Iggy finally noticed the tears welling in Luca's eyes and the snow-covered grave.
Oh, Iggy, they stole his tree, Iggy. Yikes.
Suddenly, they heard the crunch of approaching footsteps in the snow.
We gotta hide. 259k. All of this sounds still good. Dude, did you hear me? I said 259. Sorry. You ever think about what we did here? We saved a whole town of people. Doesn't feel like it sometimes. What about everything we left behind? That's the grave of someone with a family. The people who loved them will never know the truth. The truth is
He
overrated.
bent down to scoop up a snowball and lobbed it playfully.
Hey, don't be such a downer, dude. We took this job to change the world. Yeah. Come on. It's almost lunchtime. Oh, sweet that dance. Ha, weirdo. Here thought I was a jerk. These dinguses are out here literally dancing on
Luca
graves.
stuttered through heaving sobs.
I thought I was visiting him. I thought he was with me. Not gonna lie, that's a bad break. Here's some
Iggy gave
advice.
Luca a solid smack on the back of his head.
Hey, was any of this helping? What? Sitting here in the snow crying like some pushover. Who you helping? Iggy, look what they did, they lied to everyone. Blah blah blah. Luca Van Horn, you're a lot of things, but you ain't no pushover. What did I tell you before? When some jerk comes at ya, acting like a horse's ass, I should stand up for myself. Hell yeah. Kern his merry little band of clipboards pulled off this switcheroo for a reason, right? Not mention something about a
Luca
source.
wiped his eyes with a sleeve.
Whatever's at the source must be awfully valuable to perennial harvest. Sure will be a shame if something unfortunate were to happen to their precious source, wouldn't it? What do you have in mind? If it's small enough to steal, we snatch it. If it's too big to snatch, we smash it. And what if it's too big to
Iggy
smash?
flashed a mischievous smile and cracked his knuckles.
I'm always up for a challenge. I'm gonna make this right, Dad. I promise. Let's do this. Look at the source. Okay. It can get awful cold out there in those woods, Luca. Probably best to stay put and conserve your energy. Help's on the way. Where's Rollo? Where's my mom? Did you kill her? Oh, heavens no, do I sound like a killer to
Iggy
you?
and Luca shared a skeptical look.
Well, do I? Oh, shucks, no, that hurts my feelings. Screw that guy. Wait a minute. If this is the original town, then that means...
Iggy darted behind a large pine and began digging furiously. He emerged holding a shoebox with a crude skull painted on its lid.
What's that? Long story. So a few years back I, came into possession of some premium grade fireworks. Not the wimpy firecracker stuff they give kids. The good stuff. So why did you bury it under a tree? That's a long part of the story. You and Rollo were doing course at Rollo's Chicken Co-op. And you guys pissed me off for some reason or another.
Luca rolled his eyes with realization.
No, you didn't.
Iggy stifled a chuckle.
Yep. I just want to give you guys a little scare, but like I said, these were some primo fireworks. So I might underestimated things. You blew up the chicken coop! I prefer to think of it as an incendiary decoration. Sir, but you should have seen the looks on your faces. Rolo got grounded for months, which is why I needed to stash the evidence and lay low, so I buried them under the tree. But when I came back for them later, they were gone. I figured some grown-up found them and tossed them.
Triumphantly raised the shoebox.
Turns out it wasn't the fireworks that got moved. It was us. Unbelievable. Do you think this is a game? Newsflash, boyo. You're not a hero. You're a little brat who is in way over his head. A hero is just someone who refuses to give up. Comics these days are rotting children's brains. Everyone thinks they're a spaceman superhero. I was always partial to Hank Atomic myself. Is that so? Do you really think you have a chance against us? You have no idea how powerful we are. Prepare for a blast off, loser. Right, let's go to the right.
Luca and Iggy inched up to the edge of the hole with bewilderment in their eyes. Arctic air breathed out of the cavern in heaving gusts.
Echo, 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 echo. Whoa! I can see why they wanted to move us all out of town now. But why would they dig a giant hole? I think this is it. The source. This is the source? It's a dang hole. How do we smash a hole? Oh, it's much more than that, my annoying little friend. Care. Where's Rolo? I wasn't lying before, he's safe. Well, safer than you two at least. Drats, it's cold. You just had to drag me all the way out here, didn't you?
Mr. Kerr gazed down the abyss in contemplation.
It really is something, isn't it? What did you do to our town? What is all of this? Oh, that's a doozy of a question. This is the source where they collect the unrefined,
scratched the back of his head.
Honestly, boys, I don't understand any of this well enough to explain it. Fact of the matter is, I'm not paid to know. What do you mean you don't know? Aren't you in charge? Oh, heavens no, my role is merely to flash a winning smile and manage various complications. Complications like us? You are a smart boy?
His face contorted into a saccharine grin.
It really is nothing personal. Some people are destined to strive for greatness, and others are simply obstacles along the way. Seems like you are destined to be a creepy lucky. The point is that we all play our part in life. Mine just happened to be a lead in the role of a lifetime. And you happen to be extras ready for your curtain call. We aren't giving up without a fight. Your smile's not gonna be so winning after we're done with you. No, boys, there's no need for melodrama. It makes even a professional such as myself embarrassed for you. Let's change the mood a bit.
Kerr snapped his fingers.
Scene change. Oh. There, that's better. Deal with them.
Iggy turned to Luca with a sly glance.
Why are you smirking? Because I have a box full of fireworks and you don't.
Iggy waved the box into the air, threatening to drop it down the hole.
Stop. Let's not do something regrettable. Jokes on you, regret is one of my specialties. Out of curiosity, what would happen if I threw this in your precious hole? Nothing at all. You're a terrible liar, I'll have you know. I'm an exceptional liar. Boop, that's fair enough.
He plucked a single bottle rocket from the box and held it up with reverence.
Oh, stop, you fool! Call off your groans.
After a long pause, Mr. Kerr flung up his hand with frustration.
Very well, you all can head back for the night. It's been a long day. I'll handle these two from here.
Mr. Kerr sighed into the frigid air.
It's just us now, Iggy. You can put that down. What, like this?
With a nonchalant flick, Iggy tossed the firework into the hole.
Oh! Oh! Whoa.
With a growl, Kerr leapt at Iggy, crashing through Luca.
What?
Iggy tried to twist away, But in the struggle, they both tumbled over the side. Luca dove forward, bracing Iggy's hand just before it slipped.
No!
His grip was made precarious by the cold, wet snow. He could see Kerr further down, clinging to Iggy's coat.
You reckless child, what have you done? Luca, listen to me. Hold on tight and use the walkie-talkie to call them back. How? What channel do I use? It doesn't make a damn difference, they're always listening. If you do that, the clipboards will just haul us up and snag us both. The only way you get out of this is if Kerr's out of the picture. Just let go and save yourself. If he lets go, we both die. I don't want to die, but seeing the look on your face almost makes it worth it. Oh my, Mr. Kerr, you've had a long life. Why don't you actually do something selfless and just let go?
Mr. Kerr gasped with insult.
Woo! Long life? I have you know I can still play 25. You should have heard me sing the part of Phileas young.
With a wild look in his eye, Mr. Kerr began to hum a proud melody.
Dum dum. Property dum dum. Wow, can you believe this guy?
Luca's
you bet.
hand began to cramp. His voice began to crack.
Kerr, just let go. No can do. If you want to save your friend, you have to save me too. Luca, look at me. It's okay.
Luca felt Iggy loosen his grasp.
No. You're not going to kill your friend like that, are you?
Every muscle in Luca's body burned.
No. I'm not his friend. Yes, you are. No, I'm just a no-good bully. Like you, Kerr. Iggy, no.
Luca felt his hand slipping.
And I told you what you need to do with the police. I can't. It's your only way out of this mess. Two birds with one stone. It makes sense for us to fall together. Wakado's travel in packs.
Calm settled over Iggy's face.
Look, let me do this.
Iggy's voice was colder than the bitter air billowing from the chasm.
No. Let me do the right thing for once. Luca had no choice but to... Iggy's request. Refuse.
Luca had no choice but to refuse.
Things are
Iggy's
crazy
request.
indeed.
He tightened his grip and reached for the walkie-talkie in his pocket. A wild delight crept onto Mr. Kerr's face. That's a good lad. Now, radio for help. Iggy begged Luca with his eyes one last time, but Luca pressed the button and called out. We need help. Mr. Kerr is in danger. It wasn't long before they were once again surrounded by clipboards.
You know what I'm fearing? That they will let the friend fall. That they will rescue the creepy guy and they will let the kitty fall either way.
Mr. Kerr sighed with relieved frustration. There you are. You really are a worthless lot, aren't you? Mirror. Now. A clipboard dutifully produced an ornate ivory hand mirror, and Mr. Kerr began preening his tousled hair. Ah, that's better. Mr. Van Horn, I applaud your sharp thinking under duress. I'll put in a good word for you with the founder. Take them away. A swarm of hands overpowered Luca. The last thing he saw before a cloth bag was pulled over his head was the defeated look on Iggy's face. The end.
No!
I think this was one of those times where doing the right thing was the wrong thing.
Yeah. Accept.
Luca had no choice but to accept Iggy's request. With a quiet blink, Luca watched a teardrop sail down into the howling void.
That's so
As
sad.
his fingers slowly gave up, he met eyes with Iggy.
Good. This is so sad
The
and
two silhouettes
lonely.
were swallowed by darkness.
Oh! Iggy. Half a goodbye, Iggy. Luca, you should really step back. What? Quickly! Curious. Ah, but of course, those fireworks of Iggy's must have been just the right amount of energy. We should get out of here before perennial harvest arrives. Not until you tell me what just happened. Your friend's sacrifice just saved this town. For a little while, anyway. How? Tempus liquamine is a peculiar substance. It can change the relationship between matter and time itself, but doing so requires unfathomable energy. In a closed system, that energy can only come from its surroundings. A useful side product of this property being, by adding precisely the correct amount of energy to it, one can create a cryogenic cascade. So the gang makes things cold and the fireworks make the whole freeze over? That's one way of putting it, yes. As Dan Black would have it, the fireworks weren't strong enough to generate a runaway reaction. I shudder to think what would have happened in that case.
We have some idea what that would look like.
It will take them a good while to safely break through and access the source again. If you know all of this stuff, why haven't you been helping? I have been in my way. Each one of us has our role to play. Iggy's role, it turns out, was to buy us precious time. Mine has been to observe and wait. Wait for what? You. Me? Why? What's my role?
A fierce twinkle flashed in Nat's eyes.
Luca Van Horn, you're going to save the world.
With a chuckle, Nat turned and walked west. Dumbfounded, Luca followed behind him, trudging through the snow. Every step taking him further away from everyone and everything he knew, and closer to destiny. To be continued in Beacon Pines, Pines Harder.
What?
Revenge served cold. Second time's a charm? Wait, that's it? This ends with a crummy cliffhanger just when it was getting good?
Really now?
I was even starting to like Iggy. No way. I refuse to be associated with some never-ending parade of sequels. Let's go back and find something more definitive.
Oh, okay. Okay, here. The one from before. So this is where the kitty asked us to join for dinner. No, where she said she will join us to go to the tree house. The clouds begin to break.
Luca began to respond, but the sky answered for him as the clouds above began to break, revealing patches of star-filled summer night. Moonlight filtered down, shimmering in the treetops.
Sure, you can meet Trollo. You're not going home. No, I promised Trollo I'd tell him about...
Luca stopped himself mid-sentence.
It's difficult to remember all the trees. No, we'd actually have here, like, the tree with the branches. And as you see, we do have a tick upon which we did choose so far, so... yeah. Sure, that's it. Luca stopped himself mid-sentence. Promised you tell him what? Spit it out, bub. We're a thick as thieves now. If there's a juicy secret, you've gotta tell me. Okay, you can come to the treehouse and I'll tell you both what happened. I didn't notice that. Oh, it's okay. Now you know. Heck yeah. Let's go, new friend.
Luca saw Beck skulking by the gate.
So you're telling me there's nothing mysterious or creepy about this place? It's mostly boring and empty. I refuse to believe that. Big spiked gate, looming mansion, rich reclusive owners. It even smells shady.
Beck grabbed the wrought iron bars and shook the gate.
Mark my words, you decadent nightmare house. You'll reveal your secrets to me. Whoa! What did you do? First of all, I told you so. Second, hide. There's Harris Valentine. Who's that she's talking to? Shh. I expect you to return the suite in working order, of course. As long as everything proceeds as planned, there's nothing to worry about. The only thing I'm worried about is what's rightfully mine. If that means making some unsavory alliances, so be it. I couldn't agree more. There comes a time to suspend hostilities. I'll deal with our common trait. Now this is what I was talking about.
Beck's voice was an excited whisper.
Proper shady stuff. Someone in a suit like that tried to grab me yesterday. Seriously? Shh. You'd understand that when this all inevitably fails, I will deny everything. I don't expect any less of you. You just worry about your part in this and let me handle the rest. I can't wait to see the look on the trooper's face. Yes, the truth will come to light. I'm so surprised you're so comfortable with the potential collateral damage. If there's one thing I've learned, it's that change is painful. Well, I was expecting shady, but that's just flat out supervillain talk. If you don't mind me asking, why? Why are you doing all of
The
this?
mysterious figure retracted their mask, hair pushing out from all corners.
Is it our grandma? Yeah. Family.
A chill ran down Luca's spine. His vision blurred. Beck stifled a sharp wince, and Luca looked down to see himself wrenching her hand.
An answer I can certainly respect.
Gran tousled her hair back under the face mask.
Just remember, keep everything nice and normal until the festival. I don't need lessons in rousing
Gran
suspicion.
gave Eris a curt nod and disappeared into the night.
Whoa. Okay, so
Chapter
it was
5.
Gran.
What big ears you have! Lucas sat shivering in the bushes, staring at his feet. After checking to make sure the coast was clear, Beck gave him a gentle tug on his sweater.
Okay. What's wrong? You look like you've seen a ghost. Why were you so scared of that old lady in the hazmat suite? That was my gran. That was your gran? Yeah. Okay, well, I'm sure there is a perfectly reasonable explanation for all of this. Let's just get to the treehouse and figure things out there. Lead the way. Meet up with Dollop at the treehouse. Okay. For the last time, there's nothing to worry about. Of course, we're not worried.
Clipboard finished writing with a scratchy flourish and looked up.
Just dotting our I's and crossing our T's. Well, maybe try minding your P's and Q's.
Mr. Nuncreed, arms crossed over his paunch, gave an exhausted sigh.
If there's anything you need knowing, you'll know it. Absolutely. If you'll just sign here acknowledging everything is accurate, we'll be out of your hair in a flash. Oh, for the love of...
He snatched the pad and scribbled his name so hard the pen nearly snapped.
Oh my. There. And would you like my eternal soul as well?
Clipboards looked at each other for a moment, almost pondering the possibility, then broke into laughter as they walked away.
Ha ha ha. Hi, Mr. Nuncreed. Look, let me give you some advice. The next time someone you don't know asks to hear your thoughts, give him a good hard bop right in the kisser. Gran tells me to just keep away from the clipboards. That's good, that's good. Your gran is a smart lady, Luca. Speaking of which, you'd better run along home now. Too dark out to be wandering on your own. I had to go to the treehouse too. Where they are outside. Another day, another dollar. See you tomorrow, Z. Have you noticed how all the perennial harvest folks order the same drink? They have cappuccino with extra foam. Why? I don't know. Just thought it's a little odd. Pretty weird for sure. Oh, the customer's always right. See you bright and early tomorrow. I can't wait. Oh, this is nice. Yeah, the treehouse is just a little further on from here. So what's your buddy Rollo like? Rollo, he's Rollo, not particularly helpful. Sorry, just never thought about it. Lots of energy. He's funny, even when he's not trying to be. Things have been told for his family since the full harvest. It's about damn time you tell me what this full harvest thingy is. It's a kinda long story. Hit me with the highlights. Okay. There used to be a fertilizer company here called Valentine's. They were kind of a big deal. Oh, big deal fertilizer. It was a big deal to us. Their stuff really worked. Farmers loved it. So Valentine's grew and grew. The combines pretty much grew around it. Most everyone in town either worked for Sharper Valentine or used his fertilizer. Things were good. I'm sensing a big but. Around 6 years ago, Sharper Valentine suddenly died. And something changed. Changed how? Could be a bad batch. Maybe it was in the water or air or soil, nobody knows. But all the crops died, and everyone blamed the Valentines, the full harvest. Yeah. Valentine's fertilizer went out of business. Half the town lost their jobs. Sheesh. The next year, the crops came back, but something was different. You plant a crop, do everything right, and it's sort of a crap shoot what happens. And no one knows why? Nope. I take it Roll's farm got the short end of the stick. Yeah, for some reason their farm was hit harder than others. That sucks. Things have gotten better since perennial harvest came to town. The Beacon Pines Reborn initiative. Yeah, first thing they did was give the town a deep scrub. They even put us up in the hotels. One town over for a week. Why they decontaminated the groundwater? We'd better get going. Hi Simon, thank you for the happy anniversary. Enjoy the lurk. Thank you. Let's see. I was pretty sure I could use, the
Luca
pungent.
wrapped a twig of thyme around the hook.
This is the memory of us fishing
Some
with the
fish
father.
have refined taste.
Okay. Okay. Time. Property of Sharper Valentine. Figures. If he had his way, property of Sharper Valentine would be written on everything in this town. Should we give it back to him? He may not even want it back. The man's got a continuous relationship with time. We'll keep it here in case he ever wants to pick it up. Okay. Looks like we could use some new bait. What do you say? We head out and find some more. Okay. So there should be more. Mission control authorized personnel only. Okay. It's about time. I was about to give up and go home. Who's the new kid? Name's back. You must be Rollo. I see my reputation precedes me. Welcome to mission control.
Rollo waggled his head with pride.
Did you get by the part you were stuck in this game? Stuck? Do you mean today when I did begin it or the last time? But yeah, we're proceeding overall. Always going goody. And it seems like for one of the continuations we'll have to await the next game. Last time, yeah. We did proceed, thank you. Rollo waggled his head with pride. You find we spared no expense in construction. I've seen works looking piles of junk. Thanks. Hey Luca, you know the security concerns we talked about? Yeah. While I was waiting, I made some improvements. Let me lock this baby down for a little test infiltration. Can't be too safe these days. Ooh. Okay. Oh. What? He goes all out, doesn't he? Always. Lavish. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Donk. Bada bonk. Once again. Woo. Wait. Meow. Meow. This is fun too. There. Honk honk. Okay. Where did you guys get all this junk in the first place? There's a guy in town named Dollop who trades us junk for snacks. Junk food for junk. Nice. Yeah. Pretty nice. So, pretty sweet security, right? It was imaginative, I'll give you that. Luca, are we sure we can trust the new recruit? I'll vouch for her. Thanks, I guess. Okay, Luca, you promised to fill me in about the Valentine warehouse.
Luca sucked in a long breath.
So like I said, there was someone there. What were they doing? I don't know, but the place was lit up and active. Maybe they were squatters? I don't think so, it seemed more organized. When the man pulled me in, I saw some sort of equipment running. A man pulled you in? Yeah, but I got away. You keep saying it was a man. They weren't wearing a mask, right? Yeah. It could have been a woman. How did you get away? I grabbed a rock or something and broke their mask. They let go and I ran. Dang. That's intense. No wonder you figured out when you saw your grandma. Yeah, that's the other part. On our way here, Beck and I... Hi, Thunder Dude! Gyepi! On our way here, Beck and I saw Harry's Valentine meeting with Gran. Wearing the same sort of hazmat suit.
Let out a low whistle.
And they weren't there for idle chit-chat. It was a proper clandestine meetup. So let me get this straight. There's an operation in full swing at the Valentine warehouse. You were almost abducted by a strange man or woman in a protective suit, and then you saw your Gran in the same suit talking to Harry's Valentine, pretty much. I'm beginning to think this town is kinda awesome.
Luca shot back a look.
No offense. And so we can logically conclude aliens or alien zombies have infiltrated the town, and their leader is your Gran, and she tried to murder you. First of all, and for the last time, there are no aliens. Second, it couldn't have been my Gran at the warehouse. I broke that person's mask to get away. The mask Gran was wearing wasn't damaged, but she's definitely hiding something. Maybe. Your Gran is weird, but she might be the most boring person in the universe. All she does is sit around all day making jam. What could she possibly have to hide? I don't know, we haven't talked much since she moved in. Moved in? Your Gran isn't from here. No, she came a few months back to take care of me after his mom went missing. Did you know your Gran before? Not really, no. It'd been years since I'd seen her. Look, I don't take this the wrong way, but are we sure Gran is on the up and up?
Luca gazed out the window.
I'm just saying. It sounds like strange stuff has been happening since she showed up. We could say the same thing about your family. But you're right. Look, your Gran is hiding something, and Pa always says folks only bury stuff worth digging up. We need to investigate your house. If my Gran really is hiding something, don't you think I would have noticed it by now? That's kinda the whole point of hiding something. I guess you're right. Gran's been leaving the house for hours at a time this week. I'll call you two tomorrow when the coast is clear. And we can start... Wow! Oops. I'm always keen for a good snoop. You can count me in. Okay.
Chapter 6. Secret Lair. Summer forged ahead, but the nights only seemed to grow colder. Luca walked home slowly under the pale starlight, cautious to avoid any more surprises lurking in the shadows. Reaching home, he slipped quietly into bed, half dreading what they might discover the next day.
Knock, knock. What time is it? Ah! Let me check the room first. Okay, nada. Ah, stop that! Freaking hell. Oh, we only bounce here. Who's that? My friends. Rollo, what on earth is that? That ridiculous thing on your head. Oh, this. It helps me think. You're gonna need a lot more of those. Joke all you want. We'll see who's laughing when I crack these keys wide open. Because it's clear. Yep, whatever she's been up to this week, it's been keeping her busy most of the day. Very well. The game is afoot.
Luca and Beck rolled their eyes as Rollo strutted across the room.
If I were a Gran, where would I hide my deepest, darkest secrets? Perhaps where you might least expect it.
Rollo flung open the cabinet with confidence. He coughed as a veil of dust hit his face.
I think it's safe to assume anything that dusty isn't what we're looking for. Or maybe that's what she wants you to think. Then again, any good detective knows not to trust their first hunch. First hunches are for suckers. Erica! She's lit a fire in order to burn the evidence. She keeps that fire going every day, Rollo. Drat, it might already be too late. Just think of the months of documents lost to ash. Okay, I'm gonna stop you right there. Can we just think for a moment? Okay, is there anywhere Gran doesn't want you to go? Yeah, the hall's upstairs, so maybe it stands to reason that we should check there first. No dice, it's locked. Well. Look who stands no reason now. And I have no idea where the key is. If it really is important, then she probably keeps it with her. Anywhere else? She has her berry bushes. Who has ever thought? I'm going to take this important thing and hack it in a bush. True. Anything else? Maybe something out of the ordinary. Well, she is always worried I'll break her fancy dishware in the kitchen. But it doesn't matter anyway, I can't reach the latch.
A look of realization crept onto Luca's face. All three kids snapped to glance at each other, then sprinted in turn toward the kitchen.
Oh, okay. Alright, Rollo, this is your time to shine. Ah, yes. You've caught up on my expert detective skills. And now I shall proceed with...
Before he could finish, Luca scrambled up Rollo's back.
Hey, this is my idea of detective work. Every squad needs a good lockpick, and every good lockpick needs a sturdy head to sit on. This is beneath my standing. Stop complaining and hold still. Got it. Whoppa!
The three crowded around the hutch to peer in. With the glass doors opened, a perfect porcelain display gleamed in front of them. Their eyes searched for anything amiss, but the only distinct feature was its impeccability.
Well, that was anticlimactic. Yeah, I didn't really know what we were expecting. Like, oh hey, let me just yank this random teacup and...
As Beth pulled on one of the teacups, it slanted forward with a hollow click. The entire hutch began to rustle and slide under its own power.
Oh. Seems like your Gran has been doing some remodeling. Dude, only two types of people have secret layers. Evil masterminds and superheroes. So which one do you think she is? We're about to find out. Okay, so more of an unhinged conspiracist vibe. Oh wow! Yeah, this cannot be good. We need to look around before jumping to conclusions. Boom, 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 boom.
A spider web of string connected photos of people from the town, interspersed with hastily scrawled notes.
Well, she sure has kept herself busy. Is your Gran a serial killer? Because I'm starting to get a vibe. Don't be ridiculous. Sure, she's just tracking the movements of everyone in town. Out of the kindness of her heart, she put little symbols by some of them. Yeah, Mr. Non-Grade has a check mark. The clipboards are all inside a big circle. My mom's are both on here. Both with question marks. Gus Valentine has a question mark. Hers has a question mark that's been crossed out. Mr. Kerr has a bullseye. The killer has chosen her next victim. We don't know what any of this means. Whatever it means, it's probably not good.
Luca jostled each cabinet drawer in turn. Only one was unlocked. He fingered through the filing cabinet, pausing at a bulging folder labeled Walter. For a long moment, he just stared at it.
What do you got there? It's my dad. Looks like some of his old medical files. Your dad was a
Luca
doctor?
nodded and caressed the label with his thumb.
Well, are you gonna read it? Here, let me help.
Rollo swiped the folder from the drawer and began leafing through the pages.
In before the Gran kill people with a special gem.
He whistled to himself, barely looking at the text.
How about you actually read some of it? 1 second. Dense documents such as this are a lot like a cheeseburger. It's best to skip straight to the middle. That's where all the meaty bits live. Oh, I had no idea we were in the presence of the preeminent scholar in dense documents and cheeseburgers. By all means,
He
proceed.
stopped at a page and mimed, holding up a monocle.
Here we are. Follow-up examination of Terence Wilby. Patient shows further signs of paleness and malaise, but the temperature continues to drop. He now describes soreness of muscles and joints. It's similar to the symptoms exhibited by Mrs. Wilby just a few days past. Still waiting on lab results from Joseph.
Looked up with heightened surprise.
See? Creepy! Yeah, that's kinda disturbing. Who's Joseph? That's Mr. Nongrade's name. Wait,
Willow's finger traced across the page.
there's more scribbled in the margins. Could be contagious. Mr. Wilby claims the tap water at his home has been contaminated. Perhaps environmental? Lab results only raise more questions. It's like he came back to this report later and made those notes. So it might be related to something
Willow
else.
scanned through several more pages.
Here, the writing looks shaky. I just couldn't help her. Disease or whatever it is progresses so fast, and with his wife passing, Terence's condition follows close behind. Exacerbated by the loss. Enough is enough. I need to take matters into my own hands.
Staring blankly at the cabinet this whole time, spoke softly.
What does it say
He
next?
rustled the folder, trying to loose more pages.
That's where it ends. What? There has to be
Luca
more.
frantically shoved the remaining cabinet folders, trying to find another labeled Walter.
Okay, I think that's the only one. It's alphabetical, see? What did he mean enough is enough? How did he take matters into his own hands? This is
Luca
bullshit.
slammed the drawer shut.
Is the ground gonna catch us? What do we have here? Barrels market caution explosive and jam jars. That's enough jam to feed the whole town. What kind of incendiary jam is your grand making? Shouldn't have had me walk around town delivering bombs, right? Only one way to find
Willow
out.
casually spun open a lid and dipped his finger in the jam.
Oh my gosh.
He
Huckleberries.
smacked his lips.
A hint of brown sugar and ink? What?
Rollo plunged his hand in the jar, fishing out a soggy slip of paper.
Uh-huh.
Willow offered the slimy note to Luca and licked his fingers clean.
It's addressed to Miss Fratelli. A Goranjangram? It says, last night I used the disguise Harris provided to scout the location. The timing window should be possible. Operation Sparkplug is a go. Oh man, are they doing a haste? Whatever it is, it can be good. So more a bomb shot than a bomb, am I right? You're new here, so let it slide, but I'm the bad Joe guy around here.
They crowded around a worn-down old map of Beacon Pines.
Cool, this looks like a treasure map. Not every old map is a treasure map, Rollo. Yeah, but every treasure map is an old map. Can't follow that logic. Look, there's even a pathway drawn in it. It starts at the entrance to town. And if we follow it,
Rollo carefully traced the path with his finger.
it leads right
He
to
jabbed down at the end point.
town square? That's the fountain in the middle of town. What a weird place to hide treasure. Rollo, that doesn't look like treasure to me. The end of the path on that map has the same symbol as those explosives over there. So it's not hiding treasure, a real bummer. Rollo, what's the thing you've been excited about for the past month? The festival. Did you just say gulp? This feels like a gulp kind of situation. Everyone will be gathered near the center of town. She's gonna blow up the festival! Not if we stop her. What was that?
Luca looked up from the map.
What was that? No, I heard it too. That was the front door. Which means someone just shut the door. Which means someone's upstairs. Shh, quiet. Hit the lights.
Beck flicked off the light, and they became statues in the dark. Overhead, Creaking floorboards bent under slow, deliberate steps.
Ooh.
The kids
Scary.
looked up, the tilt of their necks following each footfall. Then suddenly, it stopped. Without realizing, they'd been holding their breath. All three exhaled shakily and glanced at each other. A muffled male voice broke the silence.
Hello?
A final few footsteps reached the entrance above them, and the voice now echoed down the stairs.
Anyone down
The
there?
three kids shuffled to the corners without a peep. As he began to descend the stairs, the man's voice punctuated every new step. Thump.
Yo-ho! I'm not here to hurt anyone. I'm just here to help. Just...
At the bottom step, the man paused, squinting to search the room for signs of life.
Huh. Guess it's
Rolo
nothing.
shifted suddenly. Luca gave him an intense, chastising look and whispered through clenched teeth.
Rolo,
It
don't.
was too late. Rolo was already inching toward the stairway. He screeched as he charged toward the shadowy figure.
Flaming chicken cob!
With all his weight, Rolo tackled the man to the ground.
Rolo? Mysterious creepy man? Anyone there?
From the dark corner, they saw something move.
Look, I didn't know if I had it in me. But there was only one way to find out. Holy crap, Rolo, that was awesome. Wait, did you just kill that person?
Lucas scrambled to the hunched figure on the ground. Pressing his fingers to the man's neck, he sighed with relief.
Oh, okay. You sure collaborate him good, Rolo. He's not get out
As
cold.
Beck flicked back on the light, Luca and Rolo both gasped in stereo.
Mr. Tolliver.
Chapter 7. The Interrogation of Hiram Tolliver. Still unconscious, Mr. Tolliver slumped heavily in a shoddy old chair. His hands were bound with rope, his feet tied with some loose string. The kids huddled in a circle, discussing their plan. One thing was certain. They couldn't just let Mr. Tolliver go. They needed to know what he was doing in Luca's house. After some deliberation, it was decided.
They run the classic good cop. Hard cop interrogation.
They'd run the classic good cop, hard cop interrogation. Rolo brandished a steely gaze. I've got this. Read about it 100 times. Rolo swaggered past the chair which propped up the slumping Hiram Tolliver. Without even looking at his captive, he began with a long, blustery drawl.
Well, Mr. Tolliver.
Mr. Tolliver remained motionless. Rolo spun around to face him. He'd clearly expected to rouse Mr. Tolliver with his booming voice.
Mr. Tolliver.
Beck and Luca gave each other an unsure glance. Rolo slammed his fist on the table.
I said, Mr.
He
Tolliver!
grabbed the table lamp and beamed it onto the unconscious face. Mr. Tolliver groaned and slowly lifted his head. He recoiled with a muddled, weary squint.
What in the
The chair
world?
wobbled as he attempted to straighten up.
Who's there?
Mr. Tolliver could only make out rough shapes through the glaring light. With a gruff tone, Rolo hoped to both conceal his voice and intimidate.
I'll be asking the questions here, punk. Now hold on, let's just calm down. Oh, I am calm. Calm as a carrot in dirt. As for you, looks like you're
The doubtful
sweating.
expression on Beck and Luca's faces transformed into awe.
We can do this my way, or... Well, let's just say I've never needed another way.
Rolo, hitting his stride, was now channeling every detective trope his memory could recall. He slammed the table again.
Now dance! What? I don't even...
Mr. Tolliver's voice became desperate. He was nearly in tears.
You've tied me down. How on earth could I dance? Dance with your mouth, punk. Spill the beans! What are you doing poking around this house? I'm here to help Juniper, to make sure everything's ready. Oh, so you're in cahoots with Gran. Gran?
Mr. Tolliver was in a daze, now more confused than ever.
Gonna help her blow up the festival, huh? love the festival. Good
He shook
lord!
his head, feeling more and more dizzy.
No, you've got it all wrong. Where is she now? She's headed to the source. Source? What's the source? It's where
His voice faded to a whisper.
the town began. Where it all began. What is Operation Spark Plug?
With that, Mr. Tolliver passed out cold. Rollo swung around with a repentant grimace.
Damn, Rollo. I think you went a little too hard on him. What did he say about the source? It's where the town began? We need more information. Yeah, but we'd better not push Mr. Tolliver any farther. Is there anyone else who might know more? What about the History Museum? It just got set up for the festival. Nah, the tent was put up by the Valentines. Everything they do is just a bunch of fluff to glorify themselves. Is there anything more reliable? The library. If there's any information about the source thing, Kato can help us find it. Let's go get some answers. This is a dang nice library. Thanks, we worked hard on it. Aren't you a little too adorable to be a librarian? Adorable. Oh, Kato hung out here so much, eventually they gave him a set of keys. I just keep an eye on the place for Miss Novak sometimes. They got you working for free. It's great and I get access to all the books I can read. What more could a person want? Fair enough. What can I do for you all? We need a favor. I already told you and Rollo. I can't put you any higher on the wait list for the next Hank Atomic. And if you're here with more candy, I'll have you know I can't be bought. Quite a personal code of conscience. Actually, we're looking to do some research. Now you're speaking my language. What are you looking for? That's the thing we sort of don't know. What you got on the history of the town? There's the county record archives. What's in those? Birds' nests, newspaper clippings, stuff like that. Pretty boring reading. But they do go all the way back to when the town was founded. Great, we'll start there.
Chapter 8. 6 feet under, 3 towns over. The kids spent the rest of the afternoon combing through dusty piles of old county records, desperately searching for anything that could help them make sense of Mr. Tolliver's cryptic utterance. Luca tried to shake the thought of Gran's basement, but his focus wavered. Explosives, messages hidden in jam, dossiers on various town figures, and a corkboard threaded with photos. Gran was the only family he had left. He still couldn't bring himself to believe the worst. But the old map with the symbol of explosives in town square made that difficult. As the sun began to set, the kids were no closer to the truth.
If I have to read any more records, my eyeballs are gonna pop. We have to keep digging. If I dig another word, I'm gonna end up in one of these as-in-death records. Rollo Cotter lived a full and wonderful life till he read so much boring crud that his brain oozed out of his ears.
Rollo shut his book with an assertive nod.
If you've got a better idea, spit it out. You sound like my sister. Keep pushing your luck, Paul, and it won't be boring county records that kill you. I'll put you in the obituaries myself.
Rollo muttered under his breath.
You're a county record. Really? That's the best you've got? When I'm done with you, you'll be the footnote in history. Just like...
Beck slammed her finger down on the open page before glancing down to read.
No, I hope she's not gonna come upon our father's name. J. Hartward here. I'd love to see it try. Hey. We're all a little tired here. Let's just take a minute and...
Something tickled the back of Luca's mind.
Wait, what was that name back? In the Obit, J. Hartford read the Bookville Tribune 8 years ago. That can be right. What is it? J. Hartford. That's my grand's name, Juniper Hartford. Maybe there were 2 J. Hartfords? Miss Hartford is survived by her young daughter, E. Hartford. My mom's name is Eleanor. Okay, this is getting creepy. If your grand is 6 feet under, 3 towns over, then who am I living with?
The question hung in the air.
Oh. Alright, gang, I gotta close up for the night.
Beck rubbed her eyes.
How late is it? Almost 10. Oh crap, he's gonna kill me. I gotta go. Yeah, my parents will be worried sick. Okay, let's meet up as early as we can at the festival tomorrow. What are you gonna do about the unconscious man in your basement? I'll think of something. Okay.
Luca's heart was pounding as he approached the house. If he was lucky, Gran, or whoever it was, hadn't gotten back yet. And of course, there was Mr. Tolliver tied up and unconscious in the basement. Dealing with him would be the first order of business. Luca shook out his arms to calm his nerves before entering. He held perfectly still, tempering his breath, and listened closely. She was asleep. His only hope was that she hadn't found Mr. Tolliver before dozing off.
Okay. My gosh. Oh, wow, 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 wow. Oh, no.
Mr. Tolliver was nowhere to be seen.
Maybe he woke up, escaped from his bindings, and left without a trace.
Or maybe Gran knew everything.
What do I do?
Luca's hungry stomach groaned. Not realizing it, he'd gone the entire day without eating.
Okay, I can figure this out. Just need a little brain food.
Luca rushed over to the pile of jam jars, unscrewed one, and shoveled a handful into his mouth.
Is it safe to eat? I'm afraid your jam delivery will be
He
delayed.
flipped the lid to read the label.
Mr. Noncreed, hehe. Okay, now I can think. So if Gran knows we tied up Mr. Tolliver, I'm screwed. If she doesn't know, then I need to play it cool. I guess the only option is to go to bed and act as if nothing is wrong. Gran will think Mr. Tolliver finished what he was sent to do, and let when he was done. Go to sleep. Am I gonna feel sick? Gran? The shit teleport. Okay, stick to the plan. Go to bed and play it cool.
As Luca climbed the final stair, the emotion of the day dragged heavily on him. With each consecutive step, his legs weakened. His stride began to falter. He tried to grab for the railing to steady himself. Something was wrong.
Come on, legs. Just a few more steps.
Luca groaned and tried to move. His limbs might as well have been bolted to the ground. Through numb lips, he mumbled just before falling asleep.
The jam. Sweet boy, what did you get yourself into? The jam was rigged. Rest now, let me handle everything.
Chapter 9. A speech to end all speeches. Luca awoke to find himself face down in bed. He moaned into his pillow. Why would Gran drug him? Or rather, why was she trying to drug Mr. Noncreed? Shaking the questions from his woozy head, Luca snapped back to the matter at hand.
The festival! Also wanted to check if I can go fishing again. There they are. Where have you been? Gran put something in the jam. Yeah, we know, secret messages for secret conspirators. Not this one, the one intended for Mr. Noncreed. Put me to sleep. Whoa ho ho. Sly devil. Sly. I think she's trying to remove him from the equation. He might be in danger. Have you found anything? Looked around but haven't seen anything odd. Your Gran is nowhere to be found. But Mr. Noncreed is just loafing around waiting for the speech. What speech? Mayor Goose just got up to the podium. Everyone is gathering at the stage. Let's get moving.
A gust Justice Valentine nervously wiped his brow.
Is this thing? Hello, Beacon Pines. Oh! Welcome in, Raiders. Thank you, kindly, Izumi-san. Welcome in. Give me a second. I'm gonna make you a shout out. Hi, Izumi. How are you doing? What were you doing today? Welcome in. Thank you so much for the raid. It was quite unexpected to me. So today we're playing Beacon Pines. To those who do not know me yet, I'm Gyepi, an indie VTuber who is mainly focused on storage games. I would say I do like different genres. I can switch abruptly from cute games to horror psychological games. And I also do enjoy cozy games, yeah. I'm quite obsessed with visual novels, but I also do play horror RPG Maker games, some platformers and whatnot, as long as they're 2D. Welcome in. Thank you. Were you working on some art? Oh no, you were playing Honkai Star Rail. Did you have fun? We are playing today Beacon Pines here, which is like... It does look like a wholesome game. The graphics are adorable and very pretty, but there's some like horrific secret behind this town that we are trying to slowly discover. And it seems like we're approaching the end, maybe. Hello, Beacon Pines. I'm Augustus Valentine, your mayor, and I suppose you already know that. Oh yes, before we get started, I just wanted to take a moment to recognize someone who couldn't be here today. This town wouldn't be where it is today without my father, Sharper Valentine. So I thought we could begin with a round of applause befitting such a great man. Even that's more than the old codger deserved.
Gus cleared his throat and awkwardly loosened his tie.
Right, where was I?
Kerr bounded on the stage with the energy of a preacher at a big tent revival.
Gus Valentine,
He
everyone!
gave Gus a hearty slap on the back and motioned him off the stage.
This snaky character seems to be like the villain of the story. He seems to be hiding something like bad. I'm not sure how it's going so far. But basically, once we reached a certain area when playing around with our friend, we did see there was like some slimy goo that managed to like witness it with a tree branch to make the flowers grow, and they died instantly, which we also did splash once upon one of our bullies, and he got deformed. So there's like some scary stuff going on. And some masked people are working into a building that should be abandoned but isn't. And seems like they're working with some chemical stuff. In one of the endings we got to know that this town, where we're supposed to be living, is not the original one where we did live. Like they did transport all of us to a copied town to that one, and we still don't know why that was done so far. And we also did discover that the grandma we're living with is not grandma because our grandma did pass away. Our mom did disappear with some time ago into nothingness, and our father did die. So it's either our mother or God knows who. Yeah. Let's hear it for our mayor. What a great turnout. Oh heck, I didn't prepare anything. But I suppose I could say a few words. Would be shame to waste such a beautiful podium.
Mr. Kerr pulled a thick stack of note cards out from his vest.
Community conviction, commitment. These are the things we celebrate at Perennial Harvest. For us, these are the pillars of the bridge to a better tomorrow. But I think it's time to add a new pillar, change. Change is a powerful thing. It's inexorable, unavoidable, and undeniable. And I am that gum thankful for it. Change is the reason we're all together today. It's hard for me to believe that it was only 4 years ago when fate brought me here. A simple business trip which brought me to a small town, which will change my life forever.
Mr. Kerr took a moment to survey the crowd.
You know what?
He wiped away a single tear.
Hi Nighty, hi, good evening, how are you doing? From the second I set foot in Beacon Pines, something about this place has held me captive. You see, change represents opportunity. It represents potential. It was change that helped me recognize the potential of this place. To see that the people of this town, despite suffering great loss, still held on to things that made them special.
He thumped the podium to emphasize each word.
Community, conviction, commitment, change.
Mr. Kerr nodded confidently, biting his lip. The crowd was silent, in rapt attention.
Fate made a perfect match that day. Nothing is more important to you all than community. And Perennial Harvest is a community first and foremost.
Mr. Kerr methodically made eye contact with each section of the crowd.
The only way you made it through the full harvest was an unshakable conviction. A conviction that a better tomorrow was just over the horizon. Perennial Harvest was founded on the conviction that we are the horizon. This festival is a symbol of our commitment to each other.
His voice began to build to a crescendo.
We now walk hand in hand into a future we will shape together, and that is what change is all about. Grabbing the future by the scruff of the neck and making things happen, change is a choice. I'm tickled pink that we will all be making that choice together. How great is that? Just imagine what we can accomplish. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. What was that?
The crowd began to look around nervously.
Don't worry, a little thunder isn't going to rain this day. Everyone remain calm.
Mr. Kerr quickly flicked through his note cards.
Where was I? Through all of my travels, I have learned one thing. One always reaps what they sow. We have all planted a lot of good in this town. And so it is with a happy heart that I can proclaim.
He raised his hands up to the heavens.
Our harvest awaits. Oh, shoot.
At that moment, a merciless wall of impossibly cold air ripped through the crowd, instantly freezing everyone and everything it touched. For a man like William Kerr, this was a fitting way for things to end. On a stage, with an entire town frozen in rapt attention for the rest of time. The end.
Oh.
There's that ice again! Whenever I think we're getting close, it comes along and ruins everything.
True.
Maybe we should just quit? Maybe you should just close the book, walk away, and never think of me again.
Nope.
No, I don't mean that. We got a little closer this time. We just need to try again. Please.
Okay. So. Also want to check if there's more we can try here first. No. Okay. So, here we go. This is where we do interrogate. I will have two choices. Sly.
They'd run the classic good cop, sly cop interrogation. Luca and Rollo ducked behind a barrel, leaving Beck to her task. With a few crisp snaps, she roused Mr. Tolliver.
Well, what's going on here? You're that Melville girl? Please call me back. Sorry about all
Mr.
this.
Tolliver looked down and shifted a bit, testing his restraints.
It seems there's been a mix-up. You see, I'm down here for the same reason you are. Juniper sent you
Beck
here.
caught herself before letting the surprise manifest on her face. She'd already gotten him to reveal his relation to Gran. This was gonna be easy.
You know how Juniper is with her precautions. Operating Sparkplug has us all on edge. I guess she told you needed some backup. Why, she sent a child? What better way to avoid prying eyes? Who'll suspect a kid? I suppose that makes sense.
Mr. Tolliver wriggled a bit in his restraints.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Beck quickly removed the ropes.
That had to be uncomfortable. A little, yeah. But you understand, we never know who to trust in this town.
Mr. Tolliver rubbed the growing knot on his forehead.
Very true. So it turns out we're both here
Beck
to
twirled her hand, as if to prompt Mr. Tolliver to finish her thought.
destroy the
Beck
evidence.
shook her head and clicked her tongue.
Yep, the old girl is nothing if not true.
Mr. Tolliver let out an amused huff in agreement.
She sure is. Can blame her too. If anyone were to find out that we're going to destroy the source, well, we both know how bad that might be. No one will know anything once I finish cleaning things up down here.
Beck was on a roll now, playing Mr. Tolliver like a fiddle.
You're sure you can finish this up on your own? Juniper trusted me for a reason. You can leave the rest to me. Good, there is one more loose end. I'll go work on loose end. Oh, it's nothing really. The other day I had the radio scan while restocking the candy shelf. And wouldn't you know it, I intercepted an odd phrase in a perennial harvest transmission. Underground secrets. That's ominous. I think it might be a password, but Juniper dismissed it. Said it wasn't mission critical. What's the password for? We don't know. So you have a password and nowhere to put it. It's gotta mean something, right? While thinking, you should probably go work that out. I've got this under control. That's a relief. Between you and me, this basement gives me the willies.
Heading for the stairs, Mr. Tolliver hesitated and turned to Beck with a puzzled look. She grinned and gave him a peppy wave. With a shrug, he continued up the stairs, whistling a jaunty tune.
You guys catch that? Sure did. This whole time Mr. Tolliver's had a candy shelf, but all he ever sells us is apples.
Beck blinked slowly in disappointment.
The password, Rollo. Oh, sure, but once things are back to normal, I'll be having a word with Mr. Tolliver about that candy shelf. Fine, in the meantime, I've got an idea.
She turned to the table and began tearing small scraps of paper.
He said he heard the password on the radio. And a good spy transmission is never what it seems.
Beck marked each scrap of paper and leaned back.
We just need to find the hidden meaning. Okay. What's another word for underground? Buried, covered. Could be a cover-up? Maybe it's one of those, each letter is a number of thingies. So U would be 21, N will be 14, D would be... Oh, it's an anagram. Noncore's drugstore.
Luca and Beck looked at Rollo with amazement.
Whoa. Rollo, that was incredible. Well, it's either that or Current's new drugstore. Yeah, I think you were right the first time. How did you do that? What can I say? I love ciphers. Well, I guess we know where to go next. Okay. Investigating Noncore's drugstore. Let's go. Oh. You scared me half to death. Sorry. You kids haven't seen Mr. Tolliver around, have you? Nope. He's got me waiting around like the last slice of pie. I swear that man will be late to his own funeral. The hell? Okay, the drugstore. You're late, Augustus. Sorry, sister. Was caught up with work. Work? You? I had a few more details to lock down for the festival. Oh, what do you have to report? What's this Insipid Town festival really about? I think
looked around nervously.
Mr. Kerr really does just want to do something good for the town. He's actually a pretty nice guy. You should spend some time with him. I imposed strings installed you as mayor so that you could make friends. Your job is to help me figure out what Kerr and perennial harvest true intentions are with this town. We have a responsibility. This is our father's town. Was. Excuse me? This was our father's town. He's gone, Harris, and he isn't coming back. Father left us with nothing but problems. Mr. Kerr came here and offered to help us. We accepted that help. We didn't agree to them turning Father's warehouse into a toxic dumping ground. That is just a temporary arrangement. The glow can be seen from our damned backyard. They're dumping their nasty little secrets on us. When this all inevitably goes wrong, who do you think will be blamed?
Eris's cry hung in the air.
We have a new choice to make now, sister. This time is going to change. Whether you will like it or not, seems like he is brainwashed already. Are we going to choose to be a part of that future or be forgotten in the past? It's a shame. Father named you Augustus, but you will always just be a goose. Good night, Harris. I'll see you at breakfast tomorrow. It's getting late, children. It is indeed. Not here. Okay. The child from that family.
Solomon stood proudly at the entrance to the drugstore, holding a brown bag overflowing with black licorice.
Hey, Solomon. We're looking for Mr. Noncored. Is he still in there? I'm afraid not. Then where'd you get the candy from? You might say we have an arrangement.
Solomon shoveled a surprising amount of licorice into his mouth.
Sometimes it's the small pleasures in life. Though we might not always have family to rely on, licorice has never let me down. Well, I can say licorice would be my first choice, but whatever floats your boat. You can tell a lot about a person by their choice of confection. Oh yeah, I guess. I like surgobs. I'm certain you do. I always wondered why Mr. Noncorit kept licorice in stock. You must eat enough of it to make it worthwhile. There are many ways to earn loyalty. For some, it's as easy as cold hard cash. Well, he's right, it's locked. There's gotta be more clues. Okay, let's see. Have you ever seen anyone actually use this thing? Besides Mr. Noncorit, no.
Beck cupped her hands on the glass to peek inside.
That is not a normal phone booth. It's got like a blinky keypad. Why would there be a blinky keypad? Grant's new drugstore! I mean, underground secrets! The password!
Beck flung open the door and they all squeezed in.
Oh my gosh. Alright, let's see here.
Luca cracked his knuckles and entered the letters into the keypad.
Underground. Secrets. Sounds like that did something. Great, now what? I guess we... Ah!
The inside of the phone booth dropped loose from its shell. Without even the space to panic, they closed their eyes, held their breath, and accepted their fate. Suddenly, the chaotic descent slowed to an effortless landing. It was unclear where they ended up, but at least it was solid ground.
Whoa.
The air was stagnant and smelled vaguely of chlorine.
I knew it. You know that there was a secret hub full of strange tubes under the phone booth? Of course I did. Didn't I say that? No. I definitely told it. Look, do you remember when I said how cool it would be if the transdimensional conduits from Hank Atomic Issue 12 were real? Well, at one point or another, you've said that about every technology ever discussed in Hank Atomic. That's why I'm such a good predictor. It looks like each of these has something written on them. Perennial Harvest main office. Oh, that's where my mom works. What does she do? Science stuff. Is she involved in all of this? We just moved here. How could she be involved? True. Mining operations Alpha. You guys have mines here? Not that I know of. This town is all farms and fertilizer, and a series of tubes. Pa always says you can only trust a miner up to the point when they hit gold. Not sure how that wisdom applies in this exact situation. That's the thing about Pa, you don't always realize what he means until it's too late. Planting fertilizer warehouse. Isn't that where you almost got snatched? Yeah. Why would Perennial Harvest have a tube going to the old Valentine place? It's starting to feel like something big. This suite has a broken mask. So have you found our mystery warehouse creeper? We've at least found their hazmat suite. If it walks like an Noncorit and talks like an Noncorit, let's not jump to conclusions, just saying. That's a lot of buttons. Stand aside, Earthlings. I read enough Hank Atomic to know my way around the sci-fi tech.
His hands hovered over the field of blinking buttons.
Eeny, meeny, meeny. Rolo, what did you do? Nothing! I didn't even mow yet! What was that? Hide! Where? There's nothing but weird tubes down here. Just get back. Shit. 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 Awesome! You all need to come with me now. We aren't going anywhere with you. Not until we get some answers. Mr. Underground Secrets, I told them it was an absurd password, but they love anything that makes them feel clever. They who? Doesn't matter if I can keep you hidden until after the festival. I might be able to save your skins. We don't care about our skins. Hold on. I like my skin. This all stops now, non-creed.
Joseph waited for a moment in silence.
You sound just like him. Who? Walt. You don't get to talk about my dad. You know, your father and I were friends back before.
He gestured toward the strange tubes.
All of this. That's a lie. It's true, I used to bounce you on my knee. What happened? Something that always happens. Reality complications. Life. We're a team, Walt and I. An idealistic doctor and a bright-eyed pharmacist. Both hell-bent on helping folks. So you were his sidekick? No. We're partners. He helped the patients and I helped him. Yep, total sidekick.
Nuncreed let out a growl of a sigh.
Look, I need you to know this. I need someone to know this. One day Sherpa Valentine comes to us. Says he's got an opportunity. He'd found something he didn't quite understand. And he was willing to pay us both handsomely to help him understand it. And my dad said no. Your father and I both believed in helping people. But the thing I could never get him to understand was, it's a lot easier to help others if you help yourself now and then. Classic sidekick into violent plotline. What loved being righteous almost more than he loved his family. He was wrong about one thing too. When he begged me not to take Valentine's offer, he said, Joseph, if a person says yes one time to Sherpa Valentine, you make sure they keep on saying yes to him until the day he's dead and gone.
He shook his head wistfully.
Sherpa's long gone, but he's still got me saying yes. Is there a point to this sub-story? Not really, no. Just an old man trying to delay what needs doing.
Nuncreed took a menacing step towards the children.
I tried to keep you safe. I tried to keep you and Juniper out of this. But you forced my hand.
Luca began to laugh.
What? You really don't know? My granny isn't out of this. She's been scheming right under your nose. Juniper? It's just like she's planning on crashing the town's party. She's going to disrupt the festival? Why would she?
The color drained from Nuncreed's face.
How does she know? Apparently she knows a lot of things. What? Let's just say this isn't the only underground layer we've busted into today, and honestly hers is way cooler. She's got maps and explosives and bad intentions, big man. Too much information to the villain there.
Nuncreed grabbed Luca by the shoulders. His eyes were frantic.
You need to tell me what she's going to do right now. She doesn't understand what it is she's messing with. Tell me now, she's in danger, boy. I don't know. She had a map with a mark on the fountain in town square. The fountain, but why would...
A jolt of realization struck Mr. Nuncreed.
She knows about the source. What the heck is the source? If she tries to destroy the source, it could catalyze and... Dear God, she's going to freeze us all. You all need to run. Run where? Away. As far away from this town as you can get. Head west and don't look back. That did not go how I expected. So, we're totally following him, right? Totally. See you on the other side. You good? Yep. I love this town.
Chapter 8. The Cold, Hard Truth. Beck leapt up, allowing the suction to yank her into the dark. Dimness eclipsed around her like the shutter of a camera, as she seemed to cover great distance in mere moments. Her only points of reference were glints of upcoming turns, which approached with frightening speed, only to carom her gracefully along. She heard the tinny, distant echoes of Rollo's glee. Once she stopped fighting against it, the ride was impossibly smooth. Then, all of a sudden, as if minutes had passed in an instant, light blazed into view. A burst of wintry air snuffed across her face, and she was flung out into the cold.
Okay. So this is the place where were we at before. That was intense. Yeah. I think I might have parted with some fluids in there. Any idea where we are? Somewhere cold. Doesn't look like it got on any of us. It didn't feel like we traveled that far. So where did it all go? This place sucks. Why would anyone even want to blow something up out here? Only one way to find out, I suppose. You gotta catch up to Nuncreed. I think he went this way. Wait. Can't we check? No, we cannot check the grave. Okay. Oops. Here. This looks familiar, yeah. Maybe we can clear off the snow. No time, Nankor is getting away. Okay, it is starting to feel... I may not be the most well-versed on all things bee combines, but this does look like some sort of frozen replica of town. Ah, I got it. It's so obvious now. Mr. Nankor is an alien. Rollo. Stick with me here. This species can only live in sub-zero temperatures. Oh boy, here we go. The source is their base camp dimension, so naturally they keep it cold. We found it by traveling through those metallic wormholes back there. The final objective, kill a soul and shapeshift into a bee combine citizen of their choosing. You never really had me, but you very much lost me there. You get used to it. We should keep moving.
As they rounded the corner to the frozen town square, they spotted Mr. Nuncreed inching cautiously toward a pit at its center. He held his arms out gingerly, as if approaching a beast in the wild. Upon closing the distance, Luca recognized what Nuncreed was after. Gran stood confidently at the edge, one arm outstretched over the abyss. Nearby, a wheelbarrow had been emptied out. She held a lit torch, which flickered in the bitter wind.
Juniper, I don't know what you think you're doing, but I assure you this is not going to solve anything. If you drop that, you've doomed this whole town. Oh, it wasn't me who doomed this town. I've been watching you, Joseph. I know what you've done. You and your co-conspirators. Gran, what's happening? Okay, you and your friends need to leave right this moment.
Mr. Nuncreed turned back toward the kids, desperation in his eyes.
Listen to your grandma, Luca. It's between me and Juniper.
Back held steadfast in awe. Luca approached closer. Mr. Nuncreed spun back toward Gran, his voice growing louder.
You've got it all wrong, Juniper. Just hand over that torch. You don't understand what you're doing. How could I possibly trust you to do the right thing? God told me everything. He trusted you and you betrayed that trust. Luca, did you know that this man's entire life is a lie? If it weren't for him, your father might still be alive.
Mr. Nuncreed winced with anguish. His voice hardened.
That's not
The
true.
boys now yelled, not to each other, but at fate itself, making their peace with long-held burdens. The wind howled with encouragement.
What was like a brother to me? We just had different ideas about how to affect change. Very convenient that your way just happened to line your pockets. Nah, that's not fair.
They menaced at each other, both catching their breath. The moment balanced on a knife's edge. Amid a blur of emotions and memories, Luca's mind flooded with questions. The wind calmed, as if to give him the stage.
And in the stillness, he began to hum.
And in the stillness, he began to hum. After the death of his father, Luca had trouble sleeping. Each night, his mother would sit at the foot of his bed and hum a gentle melody. It was the only thing that could calm his mind. The only thing that, however briefly, could make it all seem okay. That melody pervaded every memory Luca had of his mother. Shivering in the raw snow, he began to hum it out loud. Gran lowered the torch, listening closely. As recognition slowly set in, her heart sank. Those countless nights of consolation, the incomparable loss they shared together. She let the torch fall to the snow and sizzle out. A few steps toward Luca was all she could bear before dropping to the snow herself. Through a flood of tears, she began to hum along, note for
So is this his mother after all?
Luca lifted his head in astonishment. The last time he heard that melody was the last night he saw his mother.
How do you know? I'm so sorry, my little Buckaroo. Buckaroo? The only people who call me that are my dad and your mother.
Luca blinked through blurry, watery eyes, trying to see more clearly. He could just make out the impression of a familiar face. He peered across the snowscape at the woman on her knees. Something about her was undeniably his mother, only smaller, older, changed.
Mom? That's right, Buckaroo. Mom!
Luca sprinted as fast as he could toward his mother. They held each other close, and the cold retreated from their bodies.
Eleanor, I thought you were gone. Should have known I would never abandon my son.
Eleanor looked down at Luca, tightening her embrace in an appeal for forgiveness.
How? You're a smart man, Joseph. I thought you'd have pieced it together by now. You were exposed. Mom, I don't understand any of this. What happened to you? Where did you go? Why did you leave me? I never left you. I was always right here, Luca. Why did you lie to me? It tore me up, Luca, but I did it to keep you safe. I thought that getting answers would help us both move on. But the more I discovered, the more I realized the danger we were in. Until perennial harvest was stopped, it was better if everyone thought I was gone. You could have trusted me. These are bad people, Luca. They won't stop until they get what they want. And they don't care who gets hurt in the process. Then what do? We have to stop them.
Joseph slumped into the cold, wet snow.
They can't be stopped. This is too big. I tried beating them at their own game. I'm done fighting fire with fire.
For the first time in a long time, her voice felt like her own again.
No more lies. I see now there's a better way to stop perennial harvest. The cold hard
Luca
truth.
gazed down at Nuncreed with pity. He looked small. Joseph stared into the snow, as if searching it for answers.
Come on, everyone. We've got a party to crash. You don't understand. He always wins.
Chapter 9. The Devil You Know, 7 months ago.
Running your mama power. It should be his mother, yeah.
Eleanor Van Horn crept down the maze of sterile hallways under perennial harvest. She stopped in front of the large steel door marked Deep Engineering. No turning back now. She raised a trembling hand. The stolen keycard worked as promised, and the door buzzed open with mechanical efficiency. She was immediately hit with the smell of disinfectant. It was some sort of laboratory. In one corner was a desk covered in papers. Across the room stood a tall metal pod with hoses protruding from its base. She rushed to the desk and began shifting through the piles of papers. They were experiment reports on something called Tempus liquamen. There were dozens of them. Every one stamped, failed. Eleanor heard the sharp echo of footsteps approaching. She was out of time. Her eyes scanned the room, eventually landing on the strange pod. Muttering a curse under her breath, she dashed over and dove inside.
Okay. And that is what change is all about. We're back here. Grabbing the future by the scruff of the neck and making things happen. Change is a choice. Aren't you good think that we'll all be making that choice together? How great is that? This man is a liar. Excuse me? I will not. There you go. This town has a dangerous secret and perennial harvest only exists to keep it hidden. Nonsense! They picked up the whole damn town and moved it right under our noses. You aren't making any sense there.
Mr. Kerr addressed the crowd with a sarcastic tone.
Imagine such a thing. It's absurd and just plain impossible. They promised they could fix the full harvest. They told us they would clean this place up. We just had to leave town for a few days. But while they had us evacuated, Miss Hartford, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to. You're afraid of a lot of things, aren't you? You sniveling little worm. This is growing tiresome. A little help, please. Don't you all see this festival is a sham? An excuse to have the whole town gather in one place. They're planning something awful. I don't know what, but these people are wicked. Don't listen to her, she has absolutely no proof. I am the proof. I'm ⴰᴏᴍᴜᴜ.
Whispers filtered through the crowd.
Well, aren't you just as sneaky as the Dickens? We all knew Valentine's fertilizer was too good to be true. And now this whole town is paying the price. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so sorry about this disruption. Master Chase will take this obviously disturbed woman somewhere comfortable, so that she can get the help she needs. Oh, she's not the one who's disturbed. There we go. You two-timing clown. So he decided to step up. You all know there's something wrong with this town. It was just easier to look the other way. The truth is... That's good enough, Mr. Nuncreed.
Torment dragged on Joseph Nuncreed's face.
Yes, sir? Take them away. No, I want them to see this. Ah, Divergentus Eleanor Van Horn, you've been quite the thorn in my side. Like a weed that's buried in where it doesn't belong. I must confess you look dreadful.
He paused for a moment, plucking a piece of fuzz from his sweater and discarding it to the ground.
Consider yourself in rare company. You've managed to pull one over on me. It won't happen again. I knew you had some sort of plan to disrupt our little party, but alas, I expected something a bit more impressive than incoherent rambling. No matter, your failures are yours to bear. Mr. Kerr? Yes, sir? It's a shame it was cut short, but I thank you for that rousing oratory. I'll take it from here. Yes, sir, of course, sir. You have done quality work for me, William. You can look forward to the recompense we agreed upon.
Kerr gave a bow of deference.
Founder, you are most gracious.
Gasps rippled through the crowd.
Thankfully, we can dispense with the formalities from here on out.
Solomon pulled a glass vial from his pocket. In one smooth motion, he downed its contents. A triumphant smile grew across Solomon's lips.
You can all call me Shepherd
His
Valentine.
body and face began to contort and expand as he disappeared into a belching green mist.
Oh.
A hushed horror gripped the crowd.
Oh my gosh.
This is a story about change.
What? No. Oh, so you didn't see that coming. Good.
Sharper examined his new hands.
So the one that was supposed to be dead. Well, this quite an improvement. Everything looks so much smaller now. Eleanor was right about one thing. This festival was a ruse. I wanted you all to witness my glorious return with your own eyes. Why does everyone look so downtrodden? This is a celebration, people. Maybe it would help if we set the mood. Mr. Kerr, be a dear and reveal the sign. Shepherd Valentine Festival. Ha! Wonderful.
Sharper choked out a crude squawk of a laugh. Frustrated grumbles sprinkled through the crowd.
Sharper, you malicious bastard. Malice. I'm glad you're back so I can tell you to your face. You destroyed this town. We ain't gonna let you get away with it again. Sir, this is not the time for all this participation. Some assistance, Mr.
William
Kerr.
gave a subtle nod to the clipboards.
You coward. Does anyone else have something to contribute?
Helpless quiet settled over the crowd.
I thought so. Did you all truly believe you could be free of me? A ton of complete and utter fools. You people should be celebrating my return. You're clearly lost without me, and that leads me nicely to my children. Daddy? I gave you both the greatest gift a parent can give, the opportunity to prove yourselves in my absence. Squander it. To say I'm disappointed would be an understatement, but Silence, Augustus, an adult is speaking. I don't know which is worse. A son who is completely hopeless, or a daughter with such potential who inevitably lets me down? Harris, you found me with admirable consistency. Thankfully, I was counting on it this time. Father, I have been wasting time, my dear. What have you accomplished? I was focused on cementing our legacy. Legacy? What is a legacy when you can just live forever? But what about... It's alright, kiddo. I'm afraid you suffer from a complete lack of imagination. There's just no helping it. Now then, where is Joseph? You didn't take the opportunity to sleep off, did you? Ah, there he is. Everyone should give him a hand. None of this would have been possible without Joseph. I think you have saved enough. Nonsense, the people deserve to know how helpful and loyal you've been. I only did what I did because he left me no choice. You always had a choice, Joseph. You were simply too weak to take it. No matter, cheer up. You're about to be rich beyond your wildest dreams. I never guessed the plot was this complicated. I certainly imagined there would be something behind it, but yeah, not like this. You should follow Mr. Kerr's example. When I found him, he was in a sorrier state than any of you, an aging actor desperate to recapture his youth. He played his part, and soon he'll be able to play the leading man again. Forever, in fact, if he remains loyal. That goes for all of you, all those who haven't already frittered away my goodwill. Beacon Pines is mine again, and I'm willing to share its spoils in exchange for absolute loyalty. Are you saying William Kerr was never in charge of perennial harvest? Ha! You think that puffed up Blatter Sky could have accomplished all of this? John, I suppose it's time for your big exclusive.
Sharper addressed the crowd with indignant pride. He'd planned this moment for so long that now, at the deed's fruition, it almost felt frivolous.
You see, I need a figurehead to hold things down while I orchestrate my return. Someone to misdirect, lie, and bilk this town for a spell. So I invented William Kerr. Take your bull. You've earned it.
Mr. Kerr flourished a preposterously elaborate bow.
Patrick C. Montesquieu, thespian extraordinaire at your service. Thunder, I just want to thank you again for this opportunity. It truly was the role of a lifetime. Wait, so this Bill Kerr was a bad seat all time? Now that your secret is out in the open, what's to stop this town from rising up against you? Oh, that's the delicious part. Fear. Thanks to our clipboards, I know what each and every person in this town fears most. And I will make those fears manifest for anyone who steps out of line. The choice is simple. I'm not afraid of you. Ha, the young hero. I've kept a keen eye on you, boy. You and your friends made a habit of disrupting my plans. What a pity. If things would have gone a bit differently, you might have had your moment of triumph. But that's fate for you. You can do this. Oh, but I can. I have won. Never underestimate what a great man can do, given time. And now time is my plaything. Perhaps the most expensive thing I've ever brought. But well worth it. Ha!
Sharper coughed up one final laugh and cracked his knuckles.
Enough chit-chat, let's get to work, shall we?
And so, Sharper set about remaking the town in his own image. The fertilizer factory soon reopened for business. Sales rose steadily as more and more farmers across the countryside began to swear by its miraculous properties. Beacon Pines became famous, a secretive town that, for the right price, shared its gifts with all. Gifts that became more and more necessary in a world where winters grew longer and longer. The end. This is wrong, but things are becoming clearer now. You can feel it, right? We can't let Sharper win. He might just be the key to this whole thing. Let's see.
Could try to whip.
And in the stillness, he began to weep. It was all just falling to his knees. Luca whimpered softly. The tears crystallized as they hit the snow. Gran stared at Luca for a moment with warm sympathy, remembering why this was all necessary.
This all makes sense soon, Luca. Then everything can go back to normal, I promise.
She stiffened up and brandished the torch at Mr. Nuncreed.
You can't hide behind those people any longer, Joseph. Once the precious source is destroyed, we'll see where their loyalties fall. Juniper don't.
Ignoring his final plea, Gran flung the torch into the deep darkness.
Boom.
She smiled and exhaled in relief. Mr. Nuncreed moaned in resignation. The torch echoed as it ricocheted down the hole. punctuated with a thunderous thud.
You see, Joseph, I've learned one very important lesson in life. If you want things to change, then you must be willing to.
Before Gran could finish, the ground shook her to silence.
Yeah, once again, freezing, yeah? There we go. Another bad end.
Gran only had time to spin around and run to Luca. Her attempt to shield him, an honorable but trifling act. Unflinching love, pitted against an unthinking horror. There was no contest. Her warm embrace froze in an instant. That is where they remain, fixed in place, forever. And so, our story ends on this melancholy scene. In a town brought low by its secrets, sits the frozen statues of a misguided band of meddlers. Well, that was dire. On the bright side, we finally figured out where all the ice is coming from. Now, we just need to find a way to deal with a mystic, unfathomable force of nature.
Okay. We can choose to choose here, but wait. Anything else? That's about this one, okay.
They'd run the classic good cop,
Time for the interrogation.
chill cop interrogation.
I'll handle this, just gotta play it cool.
Luca walked calmly to the light switch, flicking it off and on a few times. Mr. Tolliver shook his head, gathering his wits.
Golly, I sure got my
He
bow
looked
wrong.
over to find Luca, who returned a calming grin.
Sir, Mr. Tolliver, this was all a big mistake. What's going on here? Why do you have me strapped down? No one's fault, really. Rollo just got a little startled. Rollo's
Rollo
here?
and Beck emerged from hiding to give a timid wave.
Well, alright. Mistakes happen. You kids gave old Hiram a good scare. Let's just get me out of these ropes and call it
Luca
even.
glanced over to Rollo and Beck, who replied with skeptical looks.
Mr. Tolliver, why are you in my grand's basement? I'm here to help, of course. Help with what? What's my grand up to? If you just cut me loose, I can show you. How do I know we can trust
Mr.
you?
Tolliver exhaled with disappointment.
Look, have I ever done wrong by you? No. And since your grand moved to town, haven't I been nothing but welcoming? Yeah. So why would I turn my back on your family now? It's just... all this stuff seems pretty weird. A board with names of people from town. An archive of my dad's old disturbing patient
Luca
notes.
gestured to the corner.
Barrels of explosives. I can explain everything. You just need to untie me. You kids deserve an
Luca
explanation.
looked again to Rollo and Beck. This time they shrugged. Luca began to slowly loosen the bindings. Mr. Tolliver gently rubbed his wrists.
That's a good lad. This will make sense in
He
time.
edged imperceptibly toward the stairs as he spoke.
Oh, you see, this town has secrets, Luca. A very dark past indeed.
Before the kids had even noticed his movement, Mr. Tolliver was at the light switch.
A past that must be brought to
Punctuated his final words by flicking the switch and rushing up the stairs.
light. Son of
Beck
a...
darted to the wall and turned back on the lights.
Did he lock
It
us
was too
in?
late. Rollo confirmed what they all heard.
He just locked us down
Mr.
here.
Tolliver's muffled voice came from behind the door.
I wasn't lying, you know. This is for your own good. You kids just keep tied down there and let the adults
They
handle
looked
this.
bewildered at each other.
Play it cool, huh? Not now, back.
They heard the staccato thump of quick steps exiting the house. The kids looked down in resignation. This isn't how it goes in Hank Atomic. For some reason, they'd always assumed it was up to them to save their town. Luca opened his mouth, hoping to conjure some magical words to make this right. Only a hollow croak escaped. The end.
What?
Well, we certainly aren't going to find a grand resolution to our tale locked in a basement. Back to the drawing board.
Oh, okay.
They'd run the classic. Luca and Rollo.
I'm gonna go back to choose the sly interrogation, and I want to see if we do have the chance to
Mr. Tolliver
get back to that memory where we were fishing with our father.
Mr. Tolliver. Beck quickly removed the. Mr. Tolliver. Beck twirled. Beck shook her head. Mr. Tolliver. Beck was on a.
Okay.
Heading for the stairs, she grinned with a shrug. Beck. She turned. Beck. Luca and Beck.
By the way, somebody's gonna end the stream soon. But first, we're gonna see if I can return to that part.
For a town that.
Oh, okay. No, nothing new. Oh gosh.
Luca tied a. What fish?
Looks like we could use some new bait. This is difficult. It was a little funny to hear the talking sound. Yeah. I think we're all missing one, yeah. What if we go around the place and see if there's anything to interact with? If there's anything else.
Gus looked around. Eris's cry.
Russian's diner. Nothing we could do here. Seems like there's nothing here either. Okay. Knowledge is but with a snare. There exists a gulf between knowing something and being. Oop. I do hate it when the villain makes a good point. We better go to non-crates.
Solomon's holding a. Solomon shot.
Is there maybe something different we could do? Oh. Let's see. Answer's gotta be around here.
Beck cupped her. Beck flung
it's pretty much the same too. Give me a second. I'm gonna check. There's something I could get while browsing for the solution. Okay, let's see. Just a second. Okay, so I want to see what can be done for the other fishing thingy. Okay. Okay, maybe I understood.
In the past, he found the best way to deal with an enraged Roxy was to be a little shit.
So what did it say to do again? It's the museum tent. to wonder if we really have to redo all these too.
As the glowing...
A scary place. I don't think this is what we have to do now.
Well, time to bust out the tickles.
I'm gonna go with this one.
Backla. Tears. Beck redoubled. Iggy's eyes. Beck shook the... Chapter for the best. Luca, he'd only... Hopefully.
Can I go back to the fishing place?
Roxy, it was... Roxy, but this was her eyes.
Let's
In
see.
a torrent. Roxy, the fidgeter. Roxy. Roxy. Luca wiped it. Looking into the pup. Mr. Nuncreed. Luca motion. Mr. Nuncreed. Luca peered up. There was it was. There was a shame lurking behind those eyes. A deep, if Mr. Nun. Mr. Nun, a deep.
All I want is to get to the fishing place, really.
The door. As Luca the end, Luca wit as he felt it too. Luca, he know the end.
No.
Wait. No, this is I know somehow. Okay.
We did mistake.
Like a trap, right? Luca felt something he didn't. Luca twisted.
Oh, okay. Okay. I did that randomly, actually. I'm in search of the fishing place, which is a bit confusing to me, because I don't remember where it is. Nope. Okay, we should return. wasn't here. Only Muet will work here now. I'm unable to locate you on our staff roll. I don't officially start until tomorrow. Mr. Kerr said I could come in early tonight to get a few things done. Hold, please. Oh, Clarence authorized, thank you. Our harvest awaits. So let's now see what are the ones that we do miss. Oh, it was the smack, in fact. We got 7 out of 8. So, just a second. Pickle, Junkling, Struggle, Pull, Punch, and Smack. Okay.
Luca stuck a toy stretchy hand onto the hook. Those things always get dirty anyway.
Should we give it to Mom? She likes jewelry. That's a sweet thought, Booker, but I'm not sure she'd fully appreciate a pawn bracelet. Okay, now, give me a second. Malice? Skip to where you left off. Wait. We have to go at the MCDC turning point. Choose the flight sherm before checking out the hole leading to the source. Flight. We're blocked. No, I'm trying to check out with the solutions now what to do because it's not that difficult to me. Flight sherm, where do we use it again? So I think this is correct.
He aired a long... Luca... He can... Once again, Luca found himself. This time, he took the world. He found him the sword. He plopped. Soon as Luca stood up, he plucked a keepsake. The voice, you made me. Luca turned to face Dad. A warm up. Luca wait, another that without his. Lucas, of course, I'm as Luca turned. And you, the double. I'm as real. This through his father. Time to go. Luca was startled. A commanding voice. Just as Lucas sprang to lock the entry hatch, the door knocked open.
Well,
Chapter 5. Dangers big and small. Lucas stumbled back. He heard the rope ladder creak under significant weight. Keeping his eyes fixed on the hatch, he inched backward as his hand grasped the door handle. A large figure clumsily wriggled.
oh. Stop right there, or I'll... Shisha, no, it's dark and dull, but I figured you'd recognize me. Who
The
are
large
you?
figure cocked its head inquisitively.
Stop now or I'll clobber you with a baseball bat. Whoa, take it easy. Look, you need to get your eyes checked. It's me, Rollo. Nice try, but I know you aren't Rollo. You're like one of his random uncles or something. Where is he? Uncle? Look, quit messing around. It's me. If it really is you, prove it. Flaming chicken cop, Luca.
His jaw dropped.
Whoa.
He peered more closely at the man standing in front of him. Something about him was undeniably Rollo, only bigger, changed.
How? What happened to you? When I was running away, I ran into more people in those yellow suits. They grabbed me and dragged me away. What? Where did they take you? Don't know, they threw a bag over my head. It was cold and smelled like a swimming pool. I think it was an underground lab or something. They made my hands all big, look.
Rollo proudly presented his hands to Luca.
Pretty sweet, right? I mean, it wouldn't be my first pick for a superpower, but beggars can be choosers. Rollo, it wasn't just your hands. My feet too? Dang, Pat just made me new shoes. Wait, Luca, why are you so
Luca
small?
moved to the side and pointed Rollo to his reflection in the balcony window.
What the?
His hands shot up to his face.
Holy Toledo! Rollo, what did they do to you? They made me drink some sort of grain curd. Ew. Actually, it wasn't too bad. It kinda tasted like licorice. I passed it out and woke up like this. And then I sorta smashed open my cage and escaped. Well, you smashed open a cage. Kinda. At least I think I did. It's all a bit of a blur. They had you in a cage? Who are those people? I don't know who did this to you, but we're gonna fix it. Fix it? This is awesome. I'm just glad you're safe now. Okay, you don't need to worry about me. Sure, I got snatched, but look at it this way. I got snatched. I know where snatched people go. We may finally have a lead on what happened to your family. Maybe you're right, but this all seems dangerous. Danger, ha.
Rollo shadowboxed a few jabs.
I'll take them alone. Hey fellas, what's up?
With a yelp, Rollo dove behind Luca.
Ah! Did I come at a bad time? Who the heck are you? This back. Sorry, something truly bizarre just happened and I need help. I didn't know where else to go. So you're just hanging out here with your large adult friend? Ah, no, this is my buddy Rollo. This is your missing friend. One and the same. He seems a little old. I'll have you know this is a recent development. What the heck does that mean? I'm sorry, you're the one who just showed up out of nowhere. So we'll be asking the questions here. That's fair. How did you find us? Your silly treehouse? I think you mean our silly little mission control. I hate to break it to you, but your secret path isn't so secret, and I could hear you rocket from a mile away. See, Luca, this is why we need to improve security around here. Not now, Rollo. Beck, you said something bizarre happened? Yeah, but...
She shot a nervous glance at Rollo.
Anything you can say around me, you can say around Rollo. This has been a weird day all around, hasn't it? Yep.
Beck's eyes narrowed.
Okay, so it all started when I made it back home. My first order of business was to try to salvage my hair, so I dyed it with some stuff from the chemistry set my mom gave me. Okay, just need to play it cool and hope no one notices. Notices what? Oh, nothing, I was just... Come over here and let me have a look. Oh, honey, what in the world did you do to your hair? Just kinda felt like a change. It's going to take forever to grow out. You were the one who said that change was a good thing, right? I was talking about your mother's new job. I was talking about us moving. Well, I guess I just took your lesson to
Ilona tried
heart.
to put on a smile.
Before I forget, I came up here to tell you that Nelly had to go into work tonight. Her and Mr. Carr decided it would be good for her to get some things done before tomorrow. That Carr guy seems like a grade A creep. Back. He made his weird cult of personality. You're not going to ruin this job for Nelly. It means too much to her. Oh, I know exactly how much it means to her. It means enough to her to exile her daughter to this podunk town. This place sucks. The people are weird. You just don't know them yet. It's always cold. We're in the mountains, you'll get used to it. I can't even pick up a single decent station on the radio. It's all country music and farm reports. You know, I grew up in a town not that different from this one. Is that why you're better at talking to plants than people? Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. First of all, you're grounded. What? In the morning I'll have Nelly come and see what we can do about fixing your hair. You need to look presentable for the festival, but not under
She
people.
sighed, and after a moment, looked down at Beck sympathetically.
I know moving is hard, honey, but that doesn't mean you have to make yourself miserable all the time. Other people seem to have that covered for me. Oh, and if you decide to rebel by dyeing your hair more,
She flashed a sly grin and tousled Beck's hair.
I'll just shave it off for you. Think of how rebellious you'll look then. Very funny. Thank you. Good night, sweetie. Good night, Mom. Wait. First of all, this town does not suck. Second, you need help because you got grounded. No. I'm sorry you got into trouble. It's my fault your hair got screwed up in the first place. Don't worry about it, I actually kinda like this look. Wait, can we get back to the story now? This next part is the important bit. I had this radio upgraded with my mom, and I was too angry to sleep, so I tried to dial in something worth listening to. Mr. Kerr, are you there? Mr. Kerr? Yes, I'm busy, what is it? Apologies, I have the founder on the line. Patch him through immediately. One moment. Hello, sir, it's nice to hear from you. Skip the pleasantries. What's your report on our new lead research of deep engineering? Nelly Moodwell seems to be integrating nicely. At this very moment, she's working to help us meet our deadline. She offered to work overtime before I even had the chance to suggest it. Excellent. And you have faith that she's capable of finishing the work left by her predecessor. Her work must be complete before the festival. I'll make sure she stays day and night until it's accomplished. Good, you know how I feel about loose ends. Yes, sir. Once she has finished the work, we need to make a determination regarding her long-term prospects in the company immediately, sir, as you'll have more time to fully bring people into the fold. We're in the endgame, Bill. After your failures with Dr. Prescott, I can afford to take any risks. Of course, sir. No loose ends, sir. Once she finishes the work, she'll either leave the office completely committed to perennial harvest, or she won't leave at all. Perfect. Sir, if I might suggest, maybe we should delay, just for a bit. Oh? It's just we seem to be rushing to hit this festival deadline, and rushing to things has caused some issues in the past. I see. Please understand that I just want what's best for you. I'm eternally grateful for all that you've done for me. Bill, I'll make this very clear for you. I brought you in to make things run smoothly. Not to have opinions, of course, sir. Chin up, Bill. You are only a few days away from having everything you ever dreamed of. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Okay, Vance. I'm gonna stop the stream here because I'm getting quite tired. Hi, Gyepi, what is going on in this game? Oh, a big chaos it is. So basically we live in this little countryside town. But there are many secrets behind it. So once when we were playing around with our friend, we came upon that quite creepy area. We did see at first some green glowing liquid, some goo, some slime, and we did notice by testing it out with a tree branch, that it does make flowers grow, but then they did die suddenly. There was a fence, and behind it a supposedly abandoned building, but it was not abandoned, it was up and running all the time. We did see a man in a suit come out of it, and a green glowing light, like radiations or something of the sort. We do get many bad endings, but we also can proceed from the branching points, which is easy we do not have to skip through the game. So there are many secrets to discover behind this town, because at some point we came to realize that it is not the same town we used to live at. It is like the duplicate of it. and the actual thing is currently like frozen. And there was like this harvest in the past. Someone that did have like the magical fertilizer that would work exceptionally, and it was selling all over the world, but something did happen and the person was supposed to be dead, but they're actually not dead. And like all of it seems to be running around money. Yeah, and they're destroying the town. We discovered that our grandma is actually our mother that did disappear time ago. Our father died due to an illness, and I'm not sure if I connected the dots properly, if he felt sick due to entering that thing they were working on to try to stop it or something like that, or not. But yeah, we still do have to understand what is going on, like truly getting all of the pieces together and understand why and what is happening. Yeah. And we're going around with our two friends. One is our best friend and one is a newly met friend, but we do trust her a lot. And we're trying to solve it by ourselves. Sneaking behind the backs of the adults. So that's it so far. And yeah, as I was saying, I'm gonna end the stream here because I'm quite tired. We'd proceed quite a bit, I would say. So I hope you all enjoyed Cinnamons this stream of today. I'm enjoying this game a lot, and I want to get to the end of it. And give me a moment so I can see whom to raid today, okay? I'm super tired, not gonna lie, but no regretty. No regretty. Yo. Tomorrow, I don't think I will be able to stream. But then I'll be back on track. As always, as I do mention, I don't have any fixed schedule, and I do warn beforehand on my social media and on my Discord server, where you can get personalized role notifications based on your preferences. No great time for spaghetti, no spaghetti in the evening, Kato. I'm sorry, but that's not gonna happen. So, let me see whom could we raid. I may have already decided. Yeah, we're going to raid Maru, who's currently streaming some Stardew Valley. I love her vibes, so we're gonna raid Maru. The mammoth, VTuber, the cute mammoth. Thank you kindly for the happy affiliate anniversary. Thank you, thank you. Also, I wanted to remind once again... Papa, are you sending me a bonk? I wanted to remind once again that we're actually gonna celebrate the affiliate anniversary during the week of 6th of April. It's exactly gonna start... of May, not of April! We're not running back in time here. Not yet, at the very least. So it's gonna begin the 7th of May and finish on 13th of May. So instead of starting on Monday, we're gonna start on Tuesday. And I'm gonna share all the information as soon as possible on all of my socials so that you will get all the information. It's gonna be a follow-watch-on event, and we'll be able to catch up, to celebrate, and to grow a bit perhaps also. So, this is the right message to copy-paste Gyepi raid for a 괁ᴅᴇ. So Maru will get a 괁ᴅᴇ indeed. And let's begin the raid. We're gonna see each other soon. Cinnamons, as I mentioned, I'm gonna mention that beforehand on my social media. And yeah, that's it. See you soon. Thank you for stopping by. Hop on to the raid. Hop on, hop on, hop on. Thank you again for stopping by. It's very important to me. All of your presence is super appreciated. And we're gonna see each other soon. Bye bye!